related to your physical. It's time to talk some piss and more. We gonna talk about it all. DVD, CD, UHD, VHS, clips, Blu-ray. Who knows, maybe you'll even see the laser disc today. Let's get physical. We wanna talk some physical media. Movies and TV, music and more. Come check out what we have in store. This is the Media House Stream. It's time for some physical media on FanZcene.
I know it was like really popular because it like won some Oscars and whatever, but
Jimmy does that.
It's got the Mighty Ducks guy. Got that guy.
No! Yes, but no! He's not the Mighty Ducks guy! It's Emilio Estevez! We're the
You can never have enough physical media.
That is true. That is always and forever will be true. You can never have enough physical media. Hello, fellows. Welcome back to Physical Media Show here on FanZcene. And with me tonight,
I was muted. I was doing the cheers.
Oh.
I must have muted myself just as I come unmuted. An idiot.
It happens. It happens.
Don't worry,
sometimes.
campers. We're all here.
We're all here, except for
That's
the
right.
young ones who can't seem to make time ever.
Yes.
Yeah, I did reach out to a few people, and we'll see. We might have a special guest eventually if I can get him to come on. A guy that's pretty big in the physical media and horror world. Hopefully, eventually. Try to pump up the show a little bit, pump up the volume. You know, pump up the jam, get it pumping. But how you doing tonight, Tom?
I'm doing stupendous, I guess.
Yeah,
That's about as much as I'm going to muster up for that one.
I feel that. This
But it's been
summer
an
has
exciting week for physical media, so.
Yes, this is we do have a lot to talk to, so we'll get into that. And like I said, this summer's been killing me, man. This summer I have worked I was so wore out last Friday. I could barely move. But anyways, let's say hi to the chat. We have FKHC 2005. Hell to you, buddy. Glad to see you in the chat. What's up, John the Beagle Dad? Glad to see you out there. Hell to you, Brian Barth. And he says managed to get a limited edition JFK on Diabolic. Nice. I like hearing that. How do you, Dub Effect? Glad to see you out there as well. Hell to you, Dragonzilla. Good to see you in the chat. Salute to you, Steven of Deleted Scenes. Glad to have you with us as always. And everybody remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment. All the good things. And become a channel member because that does help out and whatnot. And hello to you, Corley and Rogue. Glad to see you out there. And hell to you, Tyrell72. Live long and prosper, my good buddy. And then we also have Sydney Eubanks saying, "What's up, everyone?" Well, what's up with you? Yes, please do that. That does help me. And with the Nightmare on Elm Street and everything coming out, I could use a little bit. Not that I'm begging. I don't like to do that, but hey, every little bit helps. And what's up, Tim Hayes? Hell to you. Glad to see you out there in the chat. Yeah, tell me about it, Steven. I mean, these kids, I could give Rookie a little credit for his work ethic with Subway, but I mean, come on, man. These kids today, let me tell you what. Who else do we have here? We have Berserker99. Hell to you. Glad to see you with us. And hell to you, Danny Hooley. Glad to see you out there as well. And I think I'm all caught up on the chat. So with that being said, we did have a big news for physical media this week. Hell to you, Venabite. Glad to see you. I just see you popped up. We got a lot of news on the Nightmare on Elm Street stuff. And we got...
We did.
Yes. Lots of good news on that.
And we also got some other announcements, and we got a little, did you see this news? You probably did, but considering we've talked about it before on here.
And with them 2 days ago, the Criterion Collection is getting ready to come out with an 35th anniversary special Blu-ray and I believe an 4K version of the movie in November, matter of fact. So all of us got together on a Zoom and they filmed it with us all talking about things that people might not know or don't know that took place behind the scenes, how we felt about, like some of the questions you asked, those were addressed. So yes, you were still all close. When we say fan.
So So did you catch that?
Yes, I did catch that. And he did almost say 8K, didn't he?
Yeah. 8K.
Okay, you mean 4K?
Whatever.
I'm excited about that and I'm glad.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, and it's going to be Criterion 4K for anybody who don't know. It's House Party. Yes, House Party from Criterion.
Can't wait to see how ugly the cover is. They'll probably get that same guy who did The Wiz to do the fucking.
It's going to be horrible. Or that movie that you, or the one with what's his name, the Meteor Man.
The Hollywood Shuffle. I can see it looking like that too.
Yeah.
Just use the poster.
Please.
Just use the poster
with the yellow background and them and on the front. Just do that. Just please do that.
And if it's not too much trouble, give us 2 and 3 while you're at it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, can we get like 2 and 3 on Blu-ray or 4K now? Since we're going to get this, I've noticed that Warner Brothers is starting to becoming a little this New Line Cinema, but
and that kind of leans into some of the stuff with Nightmare on Elm Street, because you watch that interview with Christian over at CHH Horror with the Warner Brothers guy, as he's become known as, and they talked all about not just Nightmare on Elm Street, but physical media in general and how it's being perceived over at Warner Brothers, and seems like they've turned a corner over there. So hopefully things will get better.
I'm hoping, and that's who I invited Christian Hannah Horror CHH to come on the show tonight. Sadly, he was busy, but we'll try to work something out, get him on the show.
But yeah, huge shout out to him for all the coverage he's been doing on this Nightmare on Elm Street box set. Bravo, because I mean, if I had the time, I'd have done the digging myself, because I know a lot of these same folks. But like, I was just proud to see it, and a lot of these people, I just kind of keep my distance, especially now that we cover stuff that we do, because I know a lot of these people would probably block me. But I mean, we have got a few. I even got an interview with Jack Shoulder I've been sitting on for a while. I should get it up and out there.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. But no, so like, yeah, the big news, of course, is the Nightmare on Elm Street officially dropped with all the info, and people have been chasing the steelbook. And one thing we did learn from not just the one video, but both videos, I think, that he did on the subject with the Warner Brothers guy, is that don't panic, folks, if you didn't get your hands on the steelbook this time, right? Because he said that there's chances are come near Christmas time, they're going to do another limited run like we just saw with Superman here more recently. And that being said, so like, yeah, but it sounds like we're going to get quite the collection here, and it's good on them for really kind of putting their foot down on this one, because it sounds like otherwise we would have got really screwed over on this box set. And Warner Brothers at the time, when they initially had started work on this, just didn't care. And it sounds like they made them care. And not just that, you guys out there, all of us buying the first one helped make this possible. Because it sounded like we weren't even going to get new scans for 2 through 7 initially. They were just going to add HDR to them and call it a day.
Yeah.
Because as I've reported before, I'm pretty sure Warner Brothers has been scanning their movies in 4K for years.
Yeah.
But and I think they did new scans for the Blu-rays, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
But the color timing was all off, and there's some other things that are kind of mucked up. But it sounds like they're going to try and address all those issues, and we're going to get some new special features. In fact, they're still uncovering special features, one of which will be on a digital version. So when you do get it, don't throw away or sell your digital copy.
Yeah. Sadly, that's one of the things.
One little special feature. Yeah.
Yeah. But I do want to say, like you mentioned, that because I know a lot of people get very, very upset that they gave us the Nightmare on Elm Street on 4K, and then now they're giving you all 7 of them in a box set, whether you went to steelbooks or the single thing with just all of them in like a little case. I know people get upset that's like, oh, you're gonna make me buy it again, but sometimes this is why they do this, and it is very beneficial to us, is because they do test the waters like they did with the Nightmare on Elm Street, and it was bought up big time. So that we, as physical media lovers, showed them that, yes, there's a want and need for this. And so now we are getting better scans and better special features in this upcoming set. I know people like to complain about price and double dipping and all that, but in some cases like this, it helps tremendously. And this is why they do things. And if we want physical media to continue, we have to do this. It's a price you pay.
And the reason he said that it was even held off in the first place had nothing to do with the scans, guys. That's
Mhm.
what I found interesting was the initial back and forth was about the poster. Funnily enough, as we talk about the because he even acknowledged that Warner Brothers art, which is handled by obviously a different department,
Mhm.
as I've reported before, is atrocious.
Yes.
And they basically fought because they wanted to put the one version out, and they're like, no, people want the original poster, and they're like, no, kids don't like old posters, they make movies look old. And so to test this, they did the steelbook with the original poster, and then they did the other steelbook plus the standard edition to test
Mhm.
the waters. And what happened was that that big fat box set outsold the other ones by far, so much so that they reprinted a bunch of them, but I guess now they got a warehouse full of them
Yeah.
because they printed too many. But
Yeah. It's the sad stuff that happens sometimes.
but what that did though is prompted them to see that, oh, not only is there interest for, you know, the original posters, which is what we're getting on the steelbooks,
Mm-hmm.
it also shows that there's interest in the films, period, to where they're like, oh, well, we're going to give them a little bit of better treatment.
Yes.
And so they got brand new scans, and the directors who were available got to come in and sign off on them. And I think there's some new commentaries and some other new, two new featurettes. And then that little bonus that we said that's going to end up on digital. And what the little bonus is on digital is the much long debated "put your glasses on now, kids" scene from Freddy's Dead. So yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll see how that turns out in the. It's just like 30 seconds, if that.
Yeah,
So,
we'll see.
yeah.
We'll see. What's up, VHS Mikey? Glad to see you out there as well. But no, I'm excited. I wish I could have, honestly, I wish I could have gotten a steelbook. I don't have the money for that at this time anyways. Hopefully I can get a pre-order of at least a single thing, standard 4K. I'd much rather have the steelbooks personally, but it's just sometimes I have the money, sometimes I don't, and that's the way it is. But I'm looking forward to this. I'm, as you guys know, we've talked a million times about it on here, almost as much as Scream now. But Wes Craven, Friday. There we go. I can't even speak now. Nightmare on Elm Street is probably my favorite in the horror series from that time period, from like the big three or whatever you guys want to call them. Freddy, I've always been a Fred head, so
Same
that's
here.
my
Same
favorite.
here.
So,
But we did get some other announcements and stuff
ahead.
too. And I mean, so we might be trying to get Christian on here anyway, so we don't want to go too deep into it all now.
Yes.
But yeah, so other than that, we got some Shout Factory announcements. They got some more Chinese Ghost Story trilogy stuff coming out, some more of their Korean and Hong Kong cinema. We're getting Black Sunday in 4K, Savages in 4K, End of Days in 4K, and we're finally getting Nosferatu in 4K. Now, I've been debating on this one because I can't get a clear answer on the BFI version of this. So this would be the Klaus Kinski
the
version.
Klaus Kinski one, yeah.
Now, because the BFI already put this one out,
Mm-hmm.
or they're going to be putting it out at the same time, roughly. And it says it has a mono English track on it. So I don't know if they just dubbed the German version or if they actually are going to have the American version on there. Because for those who don't know, they actually shot two different versions of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
One where it's English and one where it's German. And the German one, and they're different, but only like in minor ways. Not just the performance, but the way they're shot and some other things. So I want both versions.
Yeah,
because the old Blu-ray, for one thing, I mean, I grew up on the American version anyway, it was always on television.
Mm-hmm.
But the Blu-ray we had from back in the day from Shout, the American version looks like donkey ass. Like it literally looks like it's off of a DVD, even though it's supposed to be 4K, or
right.
I mean HD. And then of course the standard movie the German version doesn't even look that great either. A little bit better, but not much. And this sounds like they're getting both versions and the Shout version. So I'm curious if the BFI is only getting the German version with an English dub, which is weird. So it's like I almost want to get both versions now, like just to see what the fuck is going on. But I don't really want to spend the money on it. To get stuck with two of them. And they're identical. I don't want that.
I wouldn't want that either. Yeah. But Who knows? Who knows? What's up, Anthony Draven? Glad to see you. And I did see this. I wanted to address this real quick because I did see this earlier. Wallaweem says, "Why are random Criterion 4Ks dropping to $15 on Amazon? It happened with Sorcerer and Funny Girl." I did see the Funny Girl one. I didn't see Sorcerer. I
think
wish
they're
I
just
saw
running
that.
flash sales. Yeah, Sorcerer kind of pissed me off because I even got that on the Criterion 50% off sale and still paid almost double that.
Yeah, I would.
But I did get my
grab
hands
that
on
one.
Funny Girl. Funny Girl, I could see just because like they're probably overstocked. Like, who the fuck wants Funny Girl anymore? But yeah,
But Sorcerer,
I didn't even really
would've
want it, but I'm like, well, for $15, I
not
mean,
bad.
yeah. I guess we'll be watching some Baba Rastas and
But I think that was it, right? Was there?
no, there was a little bit
something
more
else.
actually,
Yeah, I
and
was
it
gonna
actually
say-
this. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I feel like there was something we're missing. Some other chunks of movies.
Oh yes, there was a couple more. And this one's might come up again later. Actually, funnily enough,
yes.
finally,
Yeah.
Universal's releasing American Pie, and of course the Dirty Bastards put it in a steelbook.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like that still, but I may have to buy that one
I know, I'm kind of pissed.
because
So
you
I'm
got
gonna go
because you got the other one.
Yeah, I do already. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, fuck. I don't want to spend another $40 on a goddamn steelbook of a movie I already got in 4K.
Yeah.
And I swear I think there was at least one or two Kino Lorber announcements for some reason. I think we're
I
missing
did. What did I see? Yeah, I
because
did
they're
see.
always announcing something. You know, like,
Yeah, they are. That's why I
it
love.
never
Kino.
fails.
Um,
We did get a look at Spinal Tap soundtrack. I posted that on my
mhm.
on my
I saw
site,
that.
which is coming in record. And oh yeah, there was the Synapse release. That's what there was. Prom Night, a Frankenhooker, and Hunter's Blood. So yeah, and of course you're welcome for Frankenhooker because I just bought that son of a bitch.
I've had it for a while, but I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. And then I was gonna say I thought there was a couple more Kino ones, but I'm not.
That's what I was looking up. I could have sworn I remember something. There's Death Packs a Suitcase from Kino Cult.
Okay.
Airport, the complete 4-film collection is coming.
Okay, now I know there was a delay on the standard editions, I guess, or something like that. I don't remember.
Something to do with the
no, the
artwork.
book. The book
Yeah.
has to be that was the one that was redone. Yes.
Yeah.
So, which kind of bugs me because I was like, I really don't. I wish they were just doing a box set of just like they did with the Missing in Action movies. Here, I'll show you. Where they just took the fucking movies and put them in a box. You know, or like that's Kino used to do. I can't get it. Fuck it. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Kino used to do anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't think there was any much more than that. I think we got it all now. I think we're all caught up.
Yeah.
This
Good
Friday
night,
the
John
13th
DeVito
really
there.
sucked up a lot of the air. Take care, John.
Yeah. A nightmare. See, you did Friday the 13th. It's a Nightmare on Elm
Did I
Street.
really? Motherfucker.
Yes. And the Kino titles were The Bone Collector with Denzel Washington and Angelina Jolie on 4K, and The Cat and the Canary on 4K.
Okay.
That
I
was
swear the
lit.
Bone Collector we mentioned before, but maybe that.
We might have, but
Oh.
you did exactly what I did Friday the 13th.
Kino likes to announce them, and then they won't give you a date or info, and then they'll re-announce them when they have a date. And all that stuff, so.
Yeah. But yeah, I believe that was all.
I
But
believe
there's a lot of
so.
a lot of good physical media coming. For my people like me, this was on Blu-ray.com. It looks like Shudder is going to release a Last Drive-In Blu-ray. Joe Bob
Oh, I
Briggs.
heard,
Last
yeah,
Drive-In.
what was that all about?
So there's not a whole lot of information about it, but I found it on Blu-ray.com. It says this October, which I plan on, if it comes out, I'm going to get it. They're going to release a Blu-ray of the Last Drive-In of the Joe Bob Briggs. Now, it doesn't really explain what it is. I assume it's just going to be the Joe Bob bits from the, that he films for the movies, which a lot of people like anyways. And that's what they do. He does have a Patreon where he makes, like, if you spend $30 a month, they send you a t-shirt and they give you Blu-rays of all the old Monster Vision and the Turner Classic Movie drive-in show that he used to do that with just those segments on there. So I would assume Shudder, that's why I assume Shudder is probably going to do that, unless because Shudder does have their own movies that they bought and put on physical media. And that he has hosted on there. So it's either going to be that or his hosting the movies that.
Okay, because I thought maybe I thought maybe didn't I hear something about they were doing some kind of documentary about it? I thought maybe that's what it was, but I guess I'm wrong.
It could be that. It could be. The listing says it's like over 5 hours. So
I mean, then maybe that's what I mean. If it's all his old stuff plus the new stuff, cool. But if it's all the stuff you can already see on Shudder, then what's the point? Unless it's stuff that's gone because they no longer have the licenses to those movies.
There is some that have been pulled down because of the licenses of the movies.
There you go. Well, I mean, in that case, I can understand it just for archival reasons. But I was hoping, I could have swore I thought I heard something like there was somebody working on a documentary about Joe Bob, but that might be off in the future a bit yet.
I'm in a documentary with Joe Bob. Shout out.
With Joe Bob or about Joe Bob?
He's in the documentary. I'm also in. It's not about him.
Yeah, this is from what I remember hearing. This was just kind of like a murmur, something about a documentary, and I would assume it would be Shudder who would put it out. So
it could very well possibly be a documentary about him and the segments from, the
could be both, or they're still working on the other thing. That could be too.
Because nobody has really spoke about this, not even him.
Take forever.
Yeah. Not even him or Darcy has, and I'm connected to both of them. I haven't even spoke about them. So, we'll see when it comes out. Yeah, but anyways, what do we got?
Let's get this party started.
Yeah.
Am I going first?
Yeah, Joe Bob did get fired by De Niro in Casino. Yeah, you can go first.
Well, speaking of shit factory, here's a movie that I think you and I both thought was originally written by Stephen King, and it makes sense because it feels like it would be a Stephen King story. But it turns out it's not. It is based on a book, though. But it is a fun, often overlooked George Romero classic.
Yes.
That has now gotten a 4K upgrade from Shout Factory via Amazon, and it is Monkey Shines. Yes. And of course, I switched this one back to the video cover because I'm kind of like, I know this is like a first world kind of gripe, stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're gonna have the R-rated cover, the one that they wouldn't let in the poster on this side, then make it to where I can have the other one on the inside.
Right.
This is not reversible. So I'm stuck with, and I like this one better, but I like that I had access to the other one too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now what's this movie about? Have you ever heard about it? And is it worth the upgrade? So it looks like all the same special features have been carried over as far as I can tell. But is it worth the, oh fuck yes, it looks amazing in comparison to this old ass fucking scan that's from God knows when and was probably just an upconvert on top of it all. As we've learned, not only that from myself, but and others, but Warner Brothers guy more recently also confirmed that, a lot of them are, guilty of such. But yeah, so what's this movie about? This movie's about a guy who finds himself getting into an accident and winds up quadriplegic, and his best friend, who's working with monkeys and enhancing their brain power, basically, decides to have one trained, and his buddy gets to have the monkey as a pet to help out around the house. And of course, something goes wrong.
Yeah.
And they kind of start to have kind of like a Shining connection. And this is where the movie's like, how is this not by Stephen King?
Yeah, I always thought it was.
Me too. Like for years, I thought this was a Stephen King novel for some, like it feels like a Stephen King story.
Yeah. Because I thought that new movie that Runner brought on with the monkey was like a remake.
Me too. I thought it was a remake for the whole last year. I was like, oh, they just remade it and they're just doing okay.
Yeah.
No, it turns out completely different story, completely different everything. In fact, I went and read about what that new monkey movie is about. And it's completely different. It's actually about an actual toy. It just so happens that the toy is the same kind of. The confusion comes from the poster, obviously, the poster, because this has nothing to do with the movie, right?
Yeah.
Because the little capuchin monkey in the movie is just that. She's a capuchin monkey, and so it's a great film. It's got some moments where you kind of gotta you know. But it's one of those movies where does the supernatural element really there? Is it this weird kind of psychic connection between him and the monkey? And you know, and his aggression and the monkey's aggression and how the monkey's acting out his id in sorts of ways. And I mean, you can kind of guess where the story kind of goes, right?
Yeah.
But it has all these great little setups and the way the payoffs happen. And the movie itself is done really well. So I've never read the novel anyway, obviously, or I would have known it wasn't by Stephen King. So I couldn't compare it in any way, shape, or form. But I feel like everything you needed is probably here because it's so tight and done so well, even at the running time that it's at. I mean, I was half awake when I started watching it, and I did fine. I've seen the movie a dozen times.
Mhm.
If for some reason it's always been like a guilty pleasure. And you think I would have noticed by now that it doesn't, you know, it says based on the novel by, I can't even remember the guy's name, but it's not Stephen King.
Yeah, that's the
But yeah, no, it's a fun film.
It is, yeah.
It's got some great supporting cast in it. You got this one chick who I swear I've seen a million times in a million other things, but I'm just going to call her Dime Store Amy Smart because she's not in anything but like this and one or two other movies that I couldn't even remember. But I swear I've seen her in a million things, but she just reminds me of Amy Smart. So like, what's her face from Friday the 13th? You know, like
Kate McNeil, yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, what the hell? Who is it?
Kate McNeil.
Kate McNeil, yeah. And I'm like looking her up tonight, and I'm like, she ain't been in nothing that I've seen, but I know I've seen her a million. I always thought she was the one chick from Friday the 13th, from part 2, the one that played Jenny or whatever.
Yeah.
Isn't that is that Amy Smart or am I thinking of somebody else?
I think you're thinking of somebody else.
Yeah, but what's her name?
Are you talking about like Amy Smart
Steele? Amy Steele.
Oh, I was gonna say Amy Steele.
That's what I was thinking. I was getting the names mixed up.
Yeah.
So yeah, the book is actually by Michael Stewart, somebody I've never heard of before. So yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
They have a nice little scene because he's a paraplegic and Kate McNeil and him.
He gets her off, that's for sure.
Yeah. So that movie is so weird, but it's so fun. Monkey Shows.
Yeah. And I mean, you got what's her face from Northern Exposure as his girlfriend in the beginning, and the doctor is oh god, what's his name? He was also in Captain America and shit like that. Plays the doctor in that. God dang it! Now I'm doing horrible with names. I should have this up on my screen.
We're old. What can you say?
Well, and that's the problem. I'm sitting here, see, and this is why I'm off camera because I'm sitting here like this.
Stanley Tucci.
Stanley Tucci, yes. I knew as soon as I heard his name. Yeah, very young Stanley Tucci in the movie. And, you know, I mean, and it does a great job of, and that's one of the greater setups, right? Because he ends up with his ex-girlfriend. Mm-hmm. And then there's this, like, and spoilers for anybody who hasn't actually seen this, I apologize. But, like, you know, and then he finds out that maybe there could be a chance he could still walk. And the doctor, Stanley Tucci, overlooked something. And then, you know, of course, the first thing he's thinking is this motherfucker, you know, overlooked it. And then he finds out that this guy's with his girlfriend on top of it all, you know, so then it's like, oh, that bastard, you know.
Yeah.
And then just like, you know, and then you got George Romero's wife, who actually plays one of the bigger roles she's played in a movie. And gosh, I think it's Marty maybe, or I don't know, unless one of them I haven't seen maybe, because she plays like the nurse Ratchet role, basically. Like this bitchy nurse. And she does it so well. And, you know, and the mom is another character. It's like, and you have all these characters that are like, that's why I said it feels like a Stephen King story. So this guy was doing his best job making a Stephen King story. That's for sure. You know how I knew it shouldn't have been, I should have known it wasn't a Stephen King story. The guy wasn't a writer or a teacher.
Yeah, he was an artist, I believe, right?
I don't even think they really cover it. Yeah. It's just kind of like it barely in the background. I think they mentioned it at one point, but like, yeah, because it just starts out and he's all athletic and shit, and he's out jogging around doing his thing, and all of a sudden, kaboom! You know, after a nice sex scene, you know.
Yeah,
because this movie wastes no time getting you into the bullshit, right? Yeah. Like it's like, because if they did this now, they'd waste 20 fucking goddamn minutes just letting you get to, and that's not always a bad thing, but I feel like this movie did enough, right? It showed you have sex with his girlfriend, shows you that he's a athletic, good looking young guy, and then he has his, you know, all that taken away from him in a flash of a instant, you know. And the reason I bring that up is because I watched The Amateur just come on Disney Plus or Hulu, whatever, you know, the remake with Rami Malek. I don't know if you're aware, it is a remake, right? So, and I'd never seen the original, but I was always kind of aware of it. And I seen they had the original plus the remake on there. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to watch the original first. Then I'm going to watch the remake. And the original's very similar to what I'm just talking about right now. Like if they were to remake this now, that's what they would do. Because in the original Amateur, his wife gets shot in like the first 5, or it's his girlfriend actually in the original, gets shot in like the first 5 minutes of the movie. And it's like, boom, it just all gets going. In the fucking Rami Malek version, she doesn't get killed until like fucking 20, 30 minutes almost into the movie.
Yeah, it's like modern movies, man. They gotta take their time like that for some reason.
Well, it's a much different setup, but all at the same time, it's a very similar setup. And I would just say that the original film did it a much better job in how it's kind of laid out.
Right.
And the remake just kind of, it felt like a lot of missed opportunities and things. Because Rami's okay in it, and the whole point of it, but it just kind of goes, and it's all right, don't get me wrong, as far as remakes go, and considering nobody has probably really seen the original, if they even remember it. So, like, yeah, I mean, that case, but like in this case, I could see them doing the same thing as that here. Because I'm sure the book doesn't start out that way either. I'm sure the book, he probably is normal for like the first like 2 chapters or 3 chapters, like you would, you know, just to kind of get to know the character and everything, and then this shit just happens to him, you know. But at least this movie just kind of gets you into it, gets you going, and it's more about the rebuilding of himself and his self-image and all that kind of stuff. And then, you know, when Elle comes into the picture, the monkey, and how his, you know, he just changes along with her and how she reacts to everybody around him and how she just kind of possesses him and all that kind of stuff in both ways, possessive and possesses. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a weird little movie, but I always liked it. I mean, it's one of those like,
it's a fun Sunday afternoon little, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not quite sure what to watch. You're like, fuck it, I'm going to watch Monkey. You know?
Yeah, it's a good, cheesy, campy, fun time. That's what I like.
It's good enough. It's not, it doesn't take itself so fucking seriously, but it's not like campy, cheesy.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Not like Chakra or whatever. Not like one of those other killer monkey movies. I mean, it's believable. To a point, like it does stretch you, like I said, to the points, but like then you get to the end, it seems to pay off, so you're fine. It's like, yeah, it doesn't take itself over seriously, but it also seems to take these strange kind of possibilities and make it believable, which is with the minimal Muppet work on top of it all, surprisingly. But yeah,
it's true. But it is a fun movie. I do like it. I forgot. See, I haven't bought Shout Factory in so long that I forget some of the movies like this that they actually have.
I just happened to pick, and this actually I think came out like last year.
Yeah,
remember, right? And I just happened to pick it up because it was on sale. That's the only time I pick up Shit Factory movies.
What was it on sale at?
It was like 21, I think I paid for it, or 23.
I mean, that's not bad, but where was it on sale?
Oh, Amazon, sorry.
Oh, Amazon, okay. Dang, I gotta...
So it was like, it wasn't even that much off, but it was like 30-some% off, I think it was. And there was a couple of titles they had, and then they just went back up. There's a couple that are still on sale. So they run like, I don't know what you'd call them, like roaming sales on some of the shit. And that's probably what's going on with this Criterion deal, too.
Yeah. It happens though. Are you talking about like what's this? Double Fat says the star of Monkey Shine said acting nearly a dick. I no, he's on a TV show. He's on a TV show that's on right now.
I think he's been mixing him up. I was gonna say I think he might be mixing him up with the dude from Star Trek and Seventh Heaven.
I was gonna say because like Chicago PD, if I remember correctly, is what he's on. He's on Chicago PD.
He's been on because he's also on. He was also in. What was the other thing? I remembered it from. I'm just trying to remember
now. Yeah. Corley and Rogue, I think. Yeah.
Or Beige, or however you say his name. Yeah, because he's on Chicago Justice and Chicago PD.
Yeah.
Like you just said.
My mom watched that show, so I was like, I've seen him a bunch of times. Yeah, we got mixed up. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say. He looks a lot like him. I can see where that's why you would get him mixed up. He was actually in the X-Files as well.
Yeah. I've actually seen him on Matlock and Murder, She Wrote too.
Matlock.
when you take care of some old people, they love Murder, She Wrote and Matlock. Trust me.
Oh my God. He was in the movie, in a movie I had forgotten even existed until just now. Jimmy Hollywood with Joe Pesci and Christian.
Ah,
Oh my god, I haven't seen that movie in like 30 years.
I forgot about that movie.
Me too, Jill, just now. Like, I'm, oh shit, yeah, that's right.
I remember that.
There's a lot of Joe Pesci movies all of a sudden. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Because I forgot for a hot minute that Joe Pesci was in like a shit ton of movies.
Eight heads.
Because you just remember him
bag.
retiring, and then you don't know, like, why did he ever retire? Now you know why.
Yeah.
I was in a bunch of shitty movies. Nobody fucking went and seen.
Like I said, 8 heads in a duffel bag.
8 heads. That's probably one of his more popular cult classic ones now. But like, yeah, that bombed at the time. So did Jimmy Hollywood. Like the only one he really had any luck with was My Cousin Vinny, outside of like his Scorsese and Home Alone and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Lethal Weapons, obviously.
Yeah. But I have not thought of that. Hollywood. That is crazy. I may have to look that one up. And Corley Rogue, I think you're thinking of the one with Matthew, whatever his name is, where it's called Project X or something, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, wasn't that where they're using the monkeys to do the
like
flying
space
the
program
space
or something?
shit? Yeah.
Oh yeah, with honors. I remember with honors too.
With honors, I remember a little bit more because of that one has a little bit more staying power. But yeah,
that's got Patrick Dempsey. Is Brendan Fraser in that one too? I think
Brendan Fraser's in that one, and they had the Madonna song.
Yeah. God, I haven't seen it forever. Oh, it was Link. Yeah, Link is what that movie's called. With what's her name? Yeah, you're right.
Oh yes, Elizabeth Shue.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. I was thinking of another movie. I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's tons of killer ape movies. I mean, or monkey movies. I mean, we've talked about like Shock Ride. He brought up, and what was that other one that even Vinegar Syndrome did the 4K of that they had on
Congo?
No, well, yeah, you got Congo. But was there another one besides? I'm trying to remember. Am I thinking Chakra twice? Maybe
you might be thinking Chakra twice.
Could be. I know there's a few though.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. But anyway.
Yes.
Project X. That was the one with Mash.
Yeah, that was that one.
What do you got for us?
All right. Well, since you've already brought this one on, and I got it last week, but I couldn't watch it before the show started. But I got Small Soldiers Steelbook, so I finally got that.
Gorgonite slime.
Gorgonite. Yes, Tommy Lee Jones is incredible in this. This is a fun movie. I haven't watched this movie in a long time, but yeah, I finally got my 4K Steelbook. You're right; it does look good in 4K. There is some of the CGI and the one that spins. You notice a little bit.
You can tell most of the CGI shots, but that's what I was saying is you're kind of surprised at how much isn't CGI. Actually.
Yeah, how much of it is that? Because like Stan Winston did the toys and stuff, so
mostly
really
the Gorgonite stuff, or when you're seeing full motion like running toys. That's about the only time.
That's about it. Like I said, the one that spins a lot on the Gorgonites. No, it was a good movie. I have not seen that movie in years. Something that struck me is watching it this time is the Transformers movie, the first one, ripped off some of this movie a lot. I don't know if it's because it's like similar or whatever, but like even the dad, it's the same dad in both movies. But like the scene when he catches him downstairs when they're doing the whole like they got the Gorgonite strung upside down, they're going to put him in the thing where they eat, where you put the food, the trash thing, whatever that's called, and he cuts his finger and they come in like, what's going on? Garbage disposal. Thank you. Sorry. But then they come in like, what's going on? And he cut his finger and stuff. Like that scene was like, they ripped Transformers, like ripped that scene off with Shia LaBeouf and him. And that's like almost, some of it's like very similar. So like they really ripped this movie off a little bit. It felt like,
honestly, if anything, the movie would have benefited from somebody like Shia LaBeouf, because probably the weakest link in the entire movie is the two main stars. Between the kid and what's her face?
Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst. Well, and that's just maybe a personal thing. I've never been a fan of hers.
Right. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, ever since she was that little bitch in fucking Interview with a Vampire. I've never liked her. Just never have. I don't know what it is. Just something personal. She also reminds me of one of my snooty little cousins, so that might be part of it.
That might be fun. I felt like she could act. But there's absolutely, and I get it. They're like 12 or 13-year-olds in this movie or whatever, but there's like no chemistry between her and that guy in this movie at all. And I do not buy that the kid as like.
You're right though. How many similarities there is to Transformers. I never really thought of that.
I never thought of it.
I mean, of course, I always thought about it as Gremlins 3 anyway. So
yeah, that's what I've always myself too. But it's been so many years, and I think I just watched the first Transformer not too long ago, and I brought it on the show, so like it was kind of a little fresher in my mind. And but I just I found like a lot of similarities before them. But no, but there's also like a lot of similarities between the Gremlins, and it felt like a Gremlins movie, and also sort of feels like a Critters movie at one point in time.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, that's funny about that is because it feels like, even though I don't think it shares the same writer, it's just the same producers, obviously, and director. Mm-hmm. It's funny because the similarities to the original Gremlins script are more so in a lot of ways because, like I said, initially the idea was even more so that Gizmo was a manufactured toy, basically. He wasn't even actually a living creature. And so there was that part of it too, and then there was that kind of went away, but not only that, like just the setup, Billy was younger in the original script, so his relationship with Kate and all that kind of business in the original movie would have been more like this.
Yes.
Like Billy was meant to be more like a younger teenage age.
Yeah.
And that kind of relationship to the story and some of the setup and how they kind of infiltrate things and stuff in them. And these guys are a little bit more dangerous in some ways than the Gremlins, because a lot of times the Gremlins aren't always setting out to kill people. They just end up killing people through random acts of violence, just stupidity. Yeah. But I mean, in the first movie, they do clearly go after some people. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like in this movie, like you actually feel like these fucking toys could blow up a house at any goddamn time, right?
They try. They literally try.
Do try at some point. I mean,
no mercy. Tommy Lee Jones. I love it when he's getting his all the soldiers together, and the one guy says, "He goes, I served with your father. Good man, good man." I just love that small detail. I love that.
Well, I love when he gets to the toy company and he gets to all the backup shit. Oh god, yeah, because that's the thing is the movie just kind of finds its way. And it does it so well with so many great payoffs. And again, like the weakest link in the entire film is the two main leads. I mean, the one kid's serviceable. I would almost rather have seen the kid from Last Action Hero, though. As annoying as he is, he would have been a better lead than this kid. Nothing personal against this kid. And I don't think he did anything after this either. He just he didn't have it. He didn't have that gel, that thing, that you need to kind of run a movie. He didn't even have what Corey Feldman had at that age.
No. And it's true. And I think what's his name had aged out by this point, but like Devin Sawa could have did that part.
He'd have been better. Yes.
He would have been so much, but I think he was like already full grown by then in 99.
Possibly.
He was doing,
probably.
He was doing those,
I was going to say. Because that was right around the time he did Idle Hands.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked young enough. He might have been able to pull it off, but yeah, no, like maybe even a Seth Green or somebody like that. Somebody with just a little bit more personality to them.
Yeah, he didn't have he was supposed to be like this bad boy kid who got kicked out of 2 schools and stuff. And he's just like, I didn't feel it from him. It doesn't hurt the movie.
He's supposed to not be yes, he's not even supposed to be what his reputation is.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a good person. He just did some bad things.
It just didn't. Yeah, you're right. Like, and I'm just nitpicking at this fucking movie, guys. So don't get me wrong. We're talking about a movie that's 20 years ago now. So like,
I mean, no, it's a good movie. It does have a great cast.
25 years ago, shit.
Yeah. It's got Phil Hartman, the dad from Transformers, who are great in it. Both of them.
In his last performance in a movie, sadly.
Yeah, sadly, yeah.
And they got a nice little tribute to him at the end.
Yeah. It's got Jay Moore. It's got that one dude from the Alvin and Chipmunks movies.
I don't know. The picture looks a little fuzzy.
Yeah. It's the chroma key. That's what it is. It's the chroma key.
Mine's Gizmo.
Yeah. And it's, of course, like you mentioned when you brought it on, it has all the stalwarts of Joe Dante. It's got Robert Picardo. It's got what's that?
Yes.
That old man. His name is slipping my mind.
Dick Miller. Yeah.
Dick Miller. Which that scene also. Yeah, he's great in that. The scene where Tommy Lee Jones gets him reminded me of the scene from Chucky, Child's Play Part 2. With the toy, you know, when they're which that reminds me a lot of Child's Play Part 2, this movie does. When
There's
he's in
little child's play in here,
yeah, yeah. Because like
which is kind of what the movie had going against it at the time, and it felt like I wonder if there's a documentary for this in the future, kind of like with Galaxy Quest, because it came out near the same time as Galaxy Quest.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that this was an issue at the time, was there was a lot of parents that were upset about how violent this movie was.
Mm-hmm.
Because they really, really, really geared it towards kids, when it was like, honestly, as scary as Gremlins is, this one is much more violent. And I think even Siskel and Ebert said that, even though Ebert liked the film, I think he pointed out that it was a very violent film, considering it was being aimed at families.
It was,
because it does have quite a bit of violence. Now, which is funny because there's no real deaths in the movie that I can recall. I'm trying to remember. I don't think anybody dies.
Nobody dies.
But it does have some scary elements to it, especially if you're taking a kid. Because you got to remember, this also came out like, what was it, year or two after Toy Story? So they're really kind of cashing in on that too.
Yeah.
And so you had a lot of people thinking it was going to be kind of like the new Toy Story kind of thing. And like with Gremlins, the original advertising, I mean, we kind of knew what it was about, but it didn't really make it. How do I put this? They really geared it towards kids. Like, it felt like they were gearing it at really young kids. And then I remember, because I don't think I saw the movie in theaters. I'm trying to remember. Did I? Because I might not have caught it until it came on video, and I was like, holy shit, this movie's much better than I thought it was, or something like that.
I believe I rented it too.
Yeah, because like I'm like, this is really pushing the PG-13 in some areas with some of the stuff, because normally that's, especially back then, that was the kind of stuff that the MPAA would usually crack down on, is stuff to do with kids and things that could be perceived as kid friendly or family friendly, and they're not. And the fact that DreamWorks got away with what they did, because that was what they were trying to do, is they were always trying to pretend they were Disney with teeth.
Yeah.
And when that didn't work out for them, they'd go another direction, then they go another direction, and it didn't take them long to go basically belly up. But that being said, I mean, this was one of those movies, I don't think it flopped at the box office, but I don't think it did nearly as well as they were hoping, but it became a huge hit on video.
Yeah.
That I remember. So, and I don't know how well the toys sold or anything like that, but like, I mean, I was way too old to even care about that kind of shit, so I'm pretty sure I may have waited until I saw it on video. And again, I think I was upset for missing it in the theaters, but
yeah.
No, it's just too bad that they never did a sequel to it either.
Now that's speaking of which, there has been some news on that. Cortland Road, they did not announce a sequel. The co-writer Adam Rifkin, who a lot of you may know, did the movie The Chase with Charlie Sheen and Christy whatever Swanson. He co-wrote this. After this came out on 4K, people were asking him, talking about it. He's like, do you think the Gorgonites ever found Gorgon? He said, absolutely, they found Gorgon. He came out and he said that, and they said, maybe we need a sequel. And he said, you know what? That just may be in the works. So that's as much as he said. They never fully announced it, but he said it could be time for a sequel, in other words.
The best part is it's really easy to do, right? Like, you just set it up that the company, instead of destroying all the toys like they should have, they're put in a warehouse somewhere for like tax or insurance purposes, right? Like the insurance company has them all in some warehouse. And then something sets them off and activates them. And there you go.
Yeah.
And they set out to find the Gorgonites in Gorgon. Like, that's just what they do.
That would work.
And the Gorgonites have been living peacefully in this, like, whatever area they found, like...
Yeah, which is Gorgon, you know?
Yeah, it's Gorgon to them, you know? So, yeah. And then you get a full-on, like, Gorgonite versus them guys kind of battle, and just say, fuck it, Avatar.
Exactly. I mean, it would be...
That could be the tagline, too. Fuck Avatar.
It would be interesting because, like they said, it's not artificial intelligence, it's actual intelligence. So these Gorgonites have been living a life, so they would have advanced a lot in learning and everything. And then, like, the Tommy Lee Jones and the soldiers have been stored away, so like they're less, you know what I mean? You know, they still have the whole Drive to Kill, but now the Gorgonites are smarter and aren't as scared to lose. And I mean, you could do a whole
For Gorgon.
Yeah, for Gorgon. I mean, you
Fuck
could have like a whole
Avatar.
thing. It'd be great. It
We're
would
not
be interesting.
toying around anymore.
I just hope they wouldn't water it down, as we were just talking, because like you said, it was very violent. Like they're literally shooting kids in this movie with like the corn things that you stick in the corn in the clouds. Like they shooting up that kid's leg. That's hurts. That's in the bone, man.
Don't they have the nail guns too and shit
Yeah,
like
they
that?
got nail guns and everything. They're blowing crap up. They're chasing dogs and tying the girl up to the floor and threatening to kill her and everything. So like, you're not wrong. So I would hate to see him water
The only
it down.
bad thing is like half the voice cast is dead too. That's the
that's
part,
it. Like the Dirty Dozen is all gone pretty much.
And you still got Tommy Lee Jones and you still got the guys from Spinal Tap, and that's
Yes. And you still have Bruce Dern. Bruce Dern is still around.
Oh, is he still with us?
Yes,
that's
Bruce
right.
Dern is still alive. Yes. He's pretty old, but he's yeah. Chip Hazard puts his chip to a Gorgonite.
Ooh, that's interesting. There you go.
That could be fun. Yeah. I think
We're gonna
Franklin
brainwash this one.
Bring me the head of Nick Nitro. You will not die in vain, soldier. I think I would be sick. He's tearing off his head. Oh, that was a good scene. I love that. And then, of course, like you said, with the Barbie doll stuff, does go on a little too long.
Well, it's just kind of like whatever, but like,
yeah,
that was where the movie goes a little bit goofy. I mean, even though you're already stretched the believability with the toys as is, so like then you're like, oh, they just bring them to life, Bride of Frankenstein style. Like, what the hell?
And and how did they copy like one chip into all those dolls?
That's my point. Yeah, it gets a little goofy there. It's like, okay, we can buy the other stuff. Now you're taking it a little bit to the extreme, but whatever.
Yeah.
That's where they should have just said fuck that and just had him get to the warehouse sooner and got to more toys, because then
yeah. And the scene is real great when they get out of the house and the war song "War What Is" starts playing and the garage opens. They all come out on their vehicles they made, just like boom, 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 boom. That's a great scene.
Well, the soundtrack is pretty funky for the movie.
Pretty good.
The thing that I know some people like, it's either a love it or hate it thing with some people, because they took all these classic rock songs and they're all like remixed with like modern. Either just remixed in general, or they got like Wyclef Jean rapping over them and stuff.
Sadly,
yeah. So it's kind of a give or take kind of thing, but like, yeah, I think War is one of the only ones that has both a remix and the original version on there. But yeah, that's only because it's like the songs in the movie, like not just in the movie, but they used it in like every trailer too. So yeah.
But I mean, it's good. It does look good on 4K, and this has been one of the more cheaper. I know, like once again, I know people get upset over the Steelbook stuff, but this has been one of the more cheaper ones. That I think I only paid $25 for this one, so that's pretty good considering some people charge $50 for a Steelbook. So that's pretty good there if you guys want to get it. And plus, I mean, it's Paramount, so and it's actually one of the better ones. But like Tom mentioned, there's nothing good in the way of new special features. You still get the behind the scenes look from the other Blu-ray and bloopers and stuff like that. So that's about it. But no, the scan looks good for 4K. So if you want to upgrade, I can recommend it. It does look pretty darn good. But to you, Tom, what do you got for your next one?
Well, where should I go from there? Well, you know what? Since we brought up American Pie earlier, I'll just jump right into this one. I've had this for a while, and I finally got around to watching it. And this of course, is the 88 Films import version of American Pie 2, where it matches really nicely with the original. And then, of course, you get the actual poster here on the inside on the nice hard case. And, of course, you get a nice picture booklet and a postcard.
Nice.
And really, all the booklet is just pictures. There's nothing else in there. Then, of course, the movie itself comes in a standard 4K case with a region-locked Blu-ray, so keep that in mind if you do pick this up, if you're worried about the Blu-ray, because all the special features are on the Blu-ray. And I do think there is, I don't know if there's anything really new on here or not. I think it might just be all the same stuff anyway. So if you have the old Universal, I don't think you're getting.
I was going to say, like, is it all the same Blu-rays from Universal?
I think so. So yeah, so how does it look? It looks great. Looks great, just like the first one.
Mhm.
Huge needed upgrade, which bodes well for the U.S. release as well. That's upcoming eventually, I'm sure. And you know, I don't dislike the sequel. I just thought the sequel was pretty good. Now, I think I remember last time we talked about it quite a bit, so I don't need to drag it out.
Yeah.
It has fallen off a little bit in my memory, but no, it still has a lot of great moments. And of course, if you're an American Pie fan, I'm sure you'll enjoy it, depending on what kind of packaging you want. I guess I was a little impatient and I just imported them, but I think this is the only two I think we're going to get in 4K are the first two anyway. So
Yeah. Because
to be
like
honest with you.
yeah, didn't they release the third one and all the like straight to video ones on Blu-ray? Just
3,
Blu-ray?
4, and all the straight to video ones are on Blu-ray, and I might still pick up the straight to video ones, because I don't have any of those on Blu-ray, but and I do kind of like, I think the Naked Mile and Bandcamp ones were okay, I think.
I liked Bandcamp, but I didn't
Or
watch
maybe it was
any after
Bandcamp
that.
I liked, but Naked Mile was kind of meh. I don't
Yeah.
remember, but I think there's one other one too for some reason.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say I thought I remembered Bandcamp being a pretty decent straight to video like spin-off sequel or whatever you want to call it.
Well, that's the one that actually has Stifler's brother in it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because then I think Naked Mile's like his cousin or some shit. It's like
Yeah.
we're getting a little far from the mothership here. And why in the hell
Yeah.
is Eugene Levy here? Like,
yeah. Eugene Levy is in every one of them, and it keeps going from like Stifler's brother to his cousin to his cousin to his cousin to his cousin
yeah,
to now
I mean,
women.
yeah. So at this point, like, yeah, I think we've gotten, and I don't think they're going to do. And the reason why those are in Blu-ray only is because, of course, they're all shot digitally,
Mhm.
edited digitally, mastered in 2K 1080p. So I'm sure 88 Films saw no reason to do them in 4K. There was probably no benefit to it whatsoever. But yeah, no, I'm glad it got the treatment it did, because it definitely needed the upgrade, and it looks amazing. It doesn't look overly manipulated. Nice grain structure. The unrated and the rated cut are both in 4K. So
Nice.
there you go.
Nice. I'm looking for it. I didn't get the 88 versions ones because I had a little extra money. So I'm looking forward to possibly picking up the Universal, possibly the Steelbook.
It'll probably be a lot cheaper too.
Yeah, it'll be a lot cheaper than those. And I mean, not that I wouldn't love to have those. I would absolutely love to have those. I love the little, like, the way the pie's covering the boobs on that, and the so I would love to have those. But I'm looking forward to. I've always been like, American Pie reminds me of my high school days,
Yeah.
So I mean,
Well, I technically graduated the same year as the kids from the first movie, so
which was
so I believe they're
99.
98 or 99. I think that, well, it came out in 98, I think. Or did it come out in 99?
Let me see.
Maybe it was 99. I'm 98, so yeah, they're definitely close to it, but yeah.
99 it says.
Okay. Well, I remember reading that script, and the movie was done. So that's the thing. The first movie, I don't know if anybody knows about this. Like, that was one of those movies that it started out as like an indie movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the script had leaked online, and I think even an earlier cut of the movie had leaked online, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
But like the Universal picked it up. I think the first movie only cost them like $15 million to make, or 10 million. Like, it was cheap. It was dirt fucking cheap. I mean, yeah, a little bit more than your normal indie film, but still not like studio picture money. And Universal, I think, picked it up on a lark. Remember, right? Like, just as a like, and they threw it out there, and they didn't even really put a lot of promotion behind the original one, if I remember right. But it was the word of mouth that went around, and it was like, I was one of those people, like I'm sure you or other people would know, where, like, you started dragging your buddies to this movie. I must have seen American Pie like 4 or 5 times, probably. Just from dragging people to the movie so many times. Like, you got to go see this movie. You got to go see this movie. You got to go see this. And it just was one of those movies that everybody kept talking about and talking about and talking about. And it kept playing and playing and playing and playing. So yeah, when the sequel came out, there was a lot of, anticipation for it. And I know they spent quite a bit on this one and a lot more promotion and all that business. So yeah.
Yeah. I remember, because I remember,
yes,
of course,
Great Falls. Yes.
Yeah.
See, I knew it. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, because it was like, because I remember reading the script, and the reason you remember it is because of that fucking pie scene.
We'll just tell your mom.
You're like, this is like Porky's. Like, God, I hope they make this movie.
But yeah, I believe that's why his scenes were cut. He just wasn't working in the movie. Chris Penn's Brian Barth. If you were wondering why he was cut, he just wasn't working in the movie. I don't think it merged well.
Yeah,
with...
the original version of American Pie was really long. I think it was like 2 hours and something.
Yeah.
And even the movie itself is still close to. Like this one's longer, I think, than the first one. I think the first one's only like what 90 some minutes, 99 minutes, something like that. Maybe extended cut might be a little over that, but like at least with that one, the extended stuff, like this one, I don't know if I really give a shit whether I watch. I mean, the unrated version is probably just fine. Like the original version, though, I prefer the theatrical cut, and that just tells you how many times I saw the theatrical version in comparison. Because this one also came out when I had my video store, so I've seen the unrated cut of Part 2 a billion times. So that is the version I know of that one compared to the first one, where I'm a little bit more lean towards the original cut. But as far as American Wedding, I seen it in the theater, but I think I prefer the unrated cut just because. But I think that's the one you can tell the most that it's mostly unrated, because it's mostly in the bachelor party, I believe.
Yeah.
Is where most of the unrated stuff is in that one.
Yeah, that one almost feels like they purposely shot all that because they knew it was going to be the unrated cut. So like that's the movie they wanted to begin with. So, but they knew that's one it feels like, and that is the one that does look the weirdest with the I guess it was like digital being shot.
Because it was shot on digital, and they edited it on digital.
Yeah,
and then by the time you get to American Reunion, the digital cameras got better, but it's still shot in digital. So,
but it does look a little more like in keeping with the first couple films. The last one does, which is
I do like the last one. That one's probably still aged the best after my rewatches.
It did age very well. Just one problem with that is they got the movie out a little too early because they're celebrating their 13th high school reunion, and it's clearly supposed to be their 20th. So
they could have just fudged it and just said it was that, and it's almost like they aged up the characters kind of quickly too. It felt like but then again, like I said, now is a good time to do another one, because now you could, because the best part is the kids would be the same age that Jim was, and Jim can fill the father role now.
Yep.
And I mean, and again, you're going to have to lean a little bit more into the adult stuff just because we want to see the older characters. But I mean, the side story is clearly going to be Jim's kid and his friends and whatnot. But
that would be good. That's what they should do. And don't water it down, folks. You gotta leave it.
The best part is you get to lean into Jim turning into his dad,
and
that's what works, because Jim is a fucking nerd. Right. And you know that's pretty much probably what his dad was like when he was younger too. So you get to that point where, Jim thinks he's being cool, but then at the point, like you get to the third act and he's like, oh shit, I'm my father.
Yeah. That's why this movie was so relatable, because like we were all like, I was Jim, I was Shipwreck, so you know what I mean. Not that I could do shit at school, but like the nerdy kids, like I related to them and stuff like that. I was so relatable to this movie at that time period.
And the only other direction I could see going, and I don't want to see American Reboot Boba Fett, although that's kind of what the kids would be, like the kids of the kids. I almost want to see a prequel, and I hate prequels, but hear me out. If you can find the right person to play young Eugene Levy.
Oh, yeah.
Going back to the late 60s, early 70s, somewhere in that era. Because you even know how the story is going to end. Because he tells the story to Jim about how him and his mother met, right? So that's how you know the story is going to end. Because she called the condom plastic wrap. Or saran wrap or whatever.
Yeah, saran wrap. Yeah. I remember trying to be cool. Of course, I didn't want to use one.
But that's the best part is you show it and you see that he is just like Jim. Only he's in the 70s, or like they said, the late 60s, early 70s, or whatever.
That would actually be kind of fun. I would. I'm not for prequels,
because it would also be a period piece, and you could play into a lot of that. And I think it'd be kind of fun just for us adults to kind of get that kind of peek back at. How those kind of. It almost feels like period pieces work better now than most modern films do. It almost. Like that it's weird because that amateur movie that I was just talking about earlier, that's one of the few more recent films where I've seen the internet and phones and stuff actually play into the movie better, right? Like they actually made it work. Like, because since he's an amateur and he doesn't do this shit, for instance, there's this great scene where he's trying to pick a lock. So what is he doing? He's literally watching a video on YouTube on how to pick that specific lock.
Nice.
I mean, like, yeah, that's what somebody would do now, right? Like,
it worked. That's literally what they would do. I've seen my dad doing it, watching somehow to try to fix something on there. So, yeah, that's how people do it nowadays. But no, could be kind of good.
Fun.
That would be,
I think, anyway.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing something like that. It'd be better than a reboot or wokenizing it or something like that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, how much further can you take it? Like I said, your next step is obviously the kids of the kids, mainly being Jim's kid, and then knowing them, they'll want to, because didn't he have a girl and a boy? So I'm sure they'll want to.
I think he had just a boy by the time it was over. Just a son.
Sure? I thought they had 2 kids by the third. Maybe it was 2 boys. I was thinking. I thought they had 2 kids.
I think he just had one. It was a son.
Are you sure?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it's just one. And that's what they're doing is like, because like he's like a 2 years old baby, and that's what they like. Him and Michelle haven't had relations since the kid was born. So it's just one son.
It's just one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just 2 years old. Yeah, okay.
And that's where the whole like the girl next door who used to babysit, tries to get in on him and stuff like that, and he tried to rekindle that with her. So yeah. No, but you're right. They would find a way to make it a girl instead of a boy in today's day and age. So,
well, if you already had a son, then don't back out of that. Just make it, and it works better that way anyway.
It works so much better.
Because he was a single kid too, and
yeah. And what you do is you give Stifler the daughter because he's the womanizer, and then one of the girls he did it with has a daughter. So that's where you get the girl come in.
And he's constantly hovering over her.
Yeah.
Because he knows that all these guys are just after they're just like him. Yeah.
He just so happens to have like the hottest daughter, and so all the guys are so, and he knows who he is and what he did. So,
which is basically my same idea as I had for the Married with Children reboot, but yeah.
Yeah. That's to even make things worse, since they keep trying to connect them. You could have like Jim's son fall in with Stifler's daughter, so it brings them even more together because keep trying to get rid of Stifler, and he keeps being part of their family.
Well, and that's just like, it. When did the last one come out? That was 2000 and
something. I don't know.
10, 11, 12, somewhere in there. I'm trying to think. It was a little later than that. Because I was going to say 2012. Okay, so if they had the kid in 2010, the kid would be 25 now. See, and that's where I said it would have made more sense to fudge the period and just pretend that it was the 20th anniversary. Because then if you come back retroactively, you'd be like, yeah, that was the 20th anniversary, and the kid's only 18 now, just getting out of high school.
Yeah.
But now you're at this point, you'd almost have to jump into he is marrying Stifler's daughter. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's where you'd have to go with this, basically.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. So it's another American wedding. So, like,
they
skipped over the other part.
The window kind of lost them there. So.
Well, and that's where they get the excuse. Well, they had another kid afterwards, of course.
There was, and then you could do that. So.
And it's a daughter. Because that's what I was saying. The other American Pie, didn't they do Girls' Night Out or something like that?
They did do a Girls' Night Out.
And I think it was the worst one of the bunch. And it just goes to show you why you can't do this kind of movie with girls.
Exactly.
Like, Little Darlings is as close as you can get. And even that movie, I remember when I talked about, there's no fucking way you could make that movie now. Never in a million goddamn years. No way. Not unless they were already in college.
Mm-hmm. The Corleone drugs, right? He wouldn't be 25. He'd be 15.
Oh, you're right. Thank you. So he'd be just about the time.
Yeah, you're still in the right frame. Yeah, they could work.
It could work.
You could fudge it a little bit.
Corleone, this is what happens when you get old. Math don't fucking mean shit. You lose a decade here or there.
When you get older, the stuff you learn in high school doesn't work. So
how many more do you have?
I have 2 more, but I do have one to go off of this if you want me to. But I only have 2 after this. But since you're talking American Pie, and speaking of Stifler, I did watch Role Models with Paul Rudd and Seann William Scott.
I haven't seen that in a while.
McLovin and so one of those raunchy like sort of comedies that like we don't get much anymore, like American Pie. and where they're they're like what do you call them, energy drink salesmen or whatever. They go to schools and everything, and then they crash their truck onto the thing, and they got to go into community service and become like big brothers. One, Sean William Scott to what is his kid's name? It doesn't even have his name on the back. The black kid, I can't remember the black kid's name. So he's like, he becomes his big brother, and then Paul Rudd becomes McLovin's big brother, and they get into LARPing and everything, and it all goes from there. The raunchiness, and like, because Sean William Scott's like the woman, once again, he's like get good with the women, so there you get all these boobs, and he teaches his kid how to like scope out chicks without letting them notice. And then like Paul Rudd is Paul Rudd, which is funny how this movie works when you really think about it. It's like these two guys are just basically playing themselves, and it works. So, so like they're teaching these kids how to be like sort of cool and everything, and then get into their lives back and everything. And so it's pretty fun. Not as good as like the American Pie movies, but it's still sort of in that vein, because once again this does have the theatrical and unrated cut. The unrated cut's only like 3 minutes longer, so I think it's just like a little lingering more on some boobs. If I remember correctly, there's not much to it, but like it all comes out to this big LARPing thing where they dress as like the members of KISS, and they help these kids, be like the father figure, big brother to these kids, and help them with their lives and everything. It's got heart to it. It's got Elizabeth, and see, now I'm acting like you, Tom. Elizabeth Banks is in it, and Jane Lynch is in it as like they're like, what do you call her? What do you call him, man?
Or whatever.
She like fronts the things. She can report them to the police and stuff if they don't do what they're supposed to do and everything for their community service. That's what it's called, community service. That's what they got to do. So she can report them away.
She's their parole officer.
She's sort of like their parole officer, but she runs the Big
been
Brothers.
Like 20 years since I've seen
I
this.
know it's been about.
I don't even know if I have this movie or not.
Oh, really? I always liked it.
I think I used to have the DVD, but I don't know.
Yeah, I always liked it. I thought it was pretty funny. It's not like the greatest comedy of everything you'll see, but it has some good moments and everything in it, and it's got some good heart to it, and it's fun to see. Like, I think this was like one of the last big movies Sean William Scott did outside of the American Pie, because he was sort of relegated to playing the same character over and over again, to where now he doesn't even. I don't even believe he does movies anymore. So. Sadly, he did get on the Lethal Weapon TV series, if I remember correctly.
This is true.
Yeah, he replaced Riggs on the show. So, but no, I figured he was going off American Pie, and that I think that's sort of one of the last hoorahs into that form of comedy. And when was this?
It was definitely when that era was falling off. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Judd Apatow was like taking over.
Yeah, sadly. This was 2009. I felt this was much later, but yeah, it was still the last era for it, because
I was gonna say it's been a good 10-20 years since I've seen it almost.
Yeah. Sean William Scott's is in Tim Allen's new show. Tim Allen's got a new show. Go figure. But no, yeah, it's sort of like that raunchy comedy and everything, and it's got that some great funny bits to it and everything. And Paul Rudd is great in the movie and everything. So that's basically what the movie's about. If you guys have never seen it, it's a fun movie. It's a good one. It's a good one. So it was just before Kick-Ass, wasn't it? I think so, because I think Kick-Ass is much later than this. Yeah. I think it was much later. Yeah.
I think Kick-Ass was like what, 2016, somewhere in there.
Actually, it says 2010.
Yeah, maybe
a year later.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Who would have
I
figured?
think that was later.
Yeah,
I know the sequel was way later. That might be why.
Yeah, maybe that was it. But no, it's a fun movie. I haven't seen it in a very, very long time myself, and I saw it on the shelf over there, and I was like, I was looking for something funny to watch, and I watched it. I hadn't seen it in a long time. So it was a good watch. It was a good watch. Like I said, it's not like the greatest comedies that you'll see, but it's it's one of those last in the vein of the 2000s when they was doing stuff like American Pie, like even though it's not a college movie, but like American Pie, like
Adam Sandler kind of style movies.
Yeah, mixed with a little bit of
what do you call it? Like the frat boy comedies, I guess is what they were kind of
yeah, like The Man Child or whatever you want to, the Ryan Reynolds type stuff from that era, that Van Wilder
frat boy
and
was
stuff.
the type of word that was normally associated with it. Yeah.
And then, like you said, the Seth Rogen and them started moving in with the stupid, crappy ass movies that were, yeah. I think 40-Year-Old Virgin was like the best movie I've ever seen him in, to be honest with you.
I think that predated this because, like, that was the one that brought Paul Rudd back into the limelight again. But
I wonder when did that come out? Let's see.
Well, it's the anniversary, so
2005. Yeah. But anyways, there you guys.
Comes out next week.
Yeah, it does. Kelly Clarkson. But yeah, I figured I'd bounce off your American Pie with that because it's some of the same people, or Stifler at least.
Well,
it's sort of in the same comedy vein.
Speaking of Paul Rudd,
I'm
sure he's a happy man.
I'm very sure.
Because now, whenever he goes on talk shows, he has a nice, clean 4K version of his favorite scene to share from Mac and Me. Because I have the old crappy shit factory version there. But we got this nice, pristine 4K version from Vinegar Syndrome. Oh, I suppose I better show all what it looks like. So it opens up nice.
What am I doing? I'm hitting the wrong things. There you go.
And then you got the a booklet inside, of course, as you normally get with there's all kinds of write-ups and shit in there. So it actually has writing in it, unlike the American Pie one. And then, of course, you get the movie itself proper in a nice...
I love the little family picture.
Yeah, the art on this is fucking spot on, dude. The only thing that bothers me is you don't get the video cover.
Oh, yeah.
That should have the video cover, because the other cover on the inside is just this one here, the newer art.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so you get the original poster art and the video in the new art, but you don't get the video cover with this, unfortunately. Like, they don't even put that on the booklet. You're like, well, shit, you could have at least put it somewhere. Gosh. But yeah, so then you get get a Blu-ray from the new 4K version and the 4K version. And yeah, it looks amazing compared to this. And they must have did something to the beginning of this. Whoops. Because clearly from the new version, and it looks weird.
Right.
Like, you can tell, like, what I mean is, because the opening scene is supposed to be on their planet, right? There was some kind of filter on the original version, and you can see it's clear as day on the 4K, because it's like a blue filter kind of thing. And what they did on the Shout version is they must have tried to get it out of there and recolor timed the beginning of the movie to try and put color back into it. So, and then it also still has some of the weird anomalies from the filter. It is the weirdest shit I've ever seen. Somebody weird. At some point decided that's not what it was supposed to look like and added color somehow, or saturated the fuck out of it to pull the color out. Because now because like I'm watching it on the Shout version, because I threw that in first just to compare, and I'm just like, God, this looks weird. Like, and I could see like these weird like anomalies going on. I'm like, but has nothing to do with the scan. I'm like, it's like there's a weird filter here or something like that. But then, like I said, you really know what the hell's going on when you watch the other version, because everything's like a dark blue kind of like weird filter over it.
Right.
And then the movie itself starts proper, and of course it looks a hell of a lot better than the old Shout Factory scan, which must have been from like a, either a release print or a fucking interpositive at best. But yeah, no, this movie looks much better than it has the fucking writer deserves to be. I mean, really, Mac and Me might be. I mean, we talk about it all the time, and I've used this term a few times, but I think it really has to be the best worst movie ever made.
Right.
And what I mean by that is it is blatantly obvious what it knows what it's doing. It does have some money and production value put into it. You do actually have some good animatronics, right? Like, I mean, they did actually care in some respects, they went as far as to think like this thing could even make sequels, right? But the whole mentality they had of this, and this is no joke, the producers basically said, if we can make 1/5 of what E.T. made, like, they're not wrong. I mean,
it's true. It did like McDonald's, like the original with like
McDonald's basically paid for the movie. Yes,
yeah,
like that's the thing. Like,
so like they were getting
so
money.
it's not a flop. It's technically not, even though I don't think it did shit at the box office. And I swear they gave the video away to schools because that's where I first saw this movie.
Yes. I believe like every class,
and like
had
every
a copy.
school, and I went to a couple schools, so like, and every school had it. So I'm like, this is a conspiracy. Like McDonald's must have
it first,
and it probably came through like the McDonald's house, Ronald McDonald House thing. Like they donated a bunch as a tax write-off or some shit. So I'm sure this is probably one of the most profitable movies ever made. Right? Like at the end of the day, I bet you if you had the real balance sheet for this bitch, because they probably went in the black when they put the movie out. They knew exactly what they were doing. It was completely and utterly obvious from the start.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they even have scenes where like they give him Coke instead of like not cocaine, but Coke with the soda.
They were
which is
on
another product placement because
but...
yeah, another product placement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is clearly in place of the fucking Reese's Pieces of all things.
Yeah.
They have Skittles, and they got so much obvious product placement in this movie. That's why I'm like, this movie didn't cost them a dime.
You know it.
It didn't cost them nothing to make this movie. And the McDonald's scene alone is, and even got, and this is what's really kind of trippy about this, and you know what I'm talking about, Greg. They have, this is what I love about this movie. It has our Ronald McDonald forever immortalized on film.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably one of the only Ronald McDonalds to ever be immortalized on, and it's our Ronald McDonald.
Yes, that's what I always remember. That's what I always remember to this day. It's like when I see Ronald McDonald's on commercial now, like that's not Ronald.
That's not
even
McDonald.
not the same bone structure, not the same voice. Nope, it's not him. This guy is Ronald McDonald.
We had the same Ronald McDonald for like 15 years, man.
Yeah.
And it wasn't what's his face from fucking Willard Scott or whatever. No.
Yeah. It was the weatherman who was the first one.
No, it's the guy who was in the fucking famous commercial where the little girl falls over and she can't skate and all the other kids leave. And he comes over and they're skating together and everybody cries because Ronald's so nice as a little kid. You know what I'm talking about. That Ronald McDonald. Yeah. The only non-creepy one.
Yeah. I remember that he was like the best. I mean, like
he was the best one. That voice is the voice I still hear to this day when somebody says Ronald McDonald, right? The one talking to the little McNuggets. You know?
Yes, exactly. Because I remember the McNuggets one too. Because like he was, oh man, I always find this really weird because we always complain a lot about commercials in today's day and age and everything. But like there's something about older commercials, especially like with Ronald McDonald and stuff like that, where it's like you have very fond memories of those commercials and you kind of want to see them again. It's weird. It's a weird thing.
Oh, that's what YouTube is for, my friend.
Exactly. I mean, I watch Halloween commercials like all the time when it gets close to
Christmas, Halloween, or just whenever, sometimes.
All the time.
Brian, I don't know what happened to our Ronald. He probably just either retired and or they just decided to replace him with a young... I kind of remember when they did replace Ronald, and the whole thing was about a younger, hipper...
Yeah. You could tell when he got younger.
Yeah. It just sucked. It's just like, okay, that's not Ronald McDonald. He ain't gonna catch the Hamburglar.
No. And it's like much like the McDonald's today, they all kind of went corporate looking. They're not fun like also like the McDonald's in the movie Macamee. They're like encapsulates the fun that was McDonald's at the time, why everybody got hooked on McDonald's. Now it's just like we're going to McDonald's.
As kids, we didn't question that shit. Exactly. It's like, okay, the kid's having a birthday party at McDonald's.
Yeah.
That was it. Like, okay.
It was fun.
And that was normal. It was either Pizza Hut, whatever the fuck was around, you know, McDonald's, or if you're fortunate, if you were one of those rich kids or you lived near one, you had fucking Chuck E. Cheese or Pizza Hut, man. Yeah, that was right. Like that was the you know, upper class shit for kids. But like, fuck, if you were cool enough to even have a birthday party at a fast food restaurant or something, fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's just like
question it.
It's nothing. It's like here's your food. Move on.
Well, no, but I
Here's
mean,
your-
as an
yeah.
adult, obviously it's product placement, but as a kid,
Yeah.
it just makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, this is also the first time on actual video now, or from the video, I should say, we have the original ending of Mac and Me.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have that on the Shout Factory one from my memory.
Is this
I don't think it did.
the one where the kid gets
Where he actually gets shot, yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause he
he
still
gets blown
dies in
away.
the other version, but the other one he actually gets fucking shot. Like,
He gets,
they
like, blown-
shoot him.
boom, boom, boom.
In this one, he blows up. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know which one's worse, but like,
it's insane that they even did that in this movie.
it is, but it isn't. You know what I mean? It was the 80s. Fucking
I mean,
kids
true.
died in movies all the time.
But it's,
All the time.
oh man, you've got to see Mac and Me. Steven, I know you said you never saw it or you missed out. You got to see it. I don't know if it has the same effect on you now, though. With you have never seen it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those movies, like, I wonder if you almost have to have grown up with it to have the fondness for it. But it's still probably enjoyable enough as just one of those fucked up, horrible, weird movies.
Yeah.
Because it is bad, but it's not unwatchable.
Right.
And it almost the only problem I have with calling it the best worst movie ever made is that it falls into that category almost that I don't consider, right? And I'm talking about this. It's funny because we'll get into this later, but like the Sharktopuses and the stuff like that are clearly trying to be bad.
Yeah. Like,
That are emulating
Sharknado,
bad films. Yeah, the Sharknadoes, what have yous. When they're actually trying to do that kind of stuff, as opposed to the actual Manos Hands of Fate or The Room, the stuff where they don't mean to be bad, but it comes off as bad. Mac and Me falls in that weird gray area. Because they totally know what they're doing. They're ripping off E.T. At no point does anybody during the making of, behind the scenes, in the interviews, or anything even try to pretend that, oh, no, we were trying to do something. No. They flat out said, like I said,
yeah, we're
like,
doing
if we
E.T.
can make a fifth of what fucking E.T. did by remaking the same goddamned movie.
Exactly.
We could, and it kind of leads into that sharksploitation thing as well, too. But like, it came 4 years too late. Like, if anything, I mean, the movie would have done gangbusters had it been right on the heels of E.T. That was, I think, the movie's biggest mistake.
Yeah.
If it made any mistakes, was that it was too late. You had waited too long after E.T.'s, and even Spielberg fucked E.T.'s legacy, and I think I've talked about this before, where he waited so long to put that son of a bitch on VHS, and he has waited too many times in between re-releasing it.
Right.
He almost made it, he was trying to do like the Disney thing and made it too obscure, to where kids don't relate to it now. Like, my kid never wanted to watch it, he didn't like it. It doesn't. You ask most people now, E.T. does not hold the standard it used to, as far as, like, you know, when you and I are growing up, it was like, if it was better than E.T., that was the best movie ever made, right?
Yeah.
As far as we knew, because that was the biggest movie ever, all time ever, period, hands down. Everybody's seen E.T. Like,
Yep.
yeah, like, the world saw E.T. Like,
Yeah. It's true.
but for some reason, it never came out on video until 1988, the same year this movie came out. So you'd think it would have been riding high on that wave, but for some reason, it just didn't quite have that same impact. But it's weird because coming back around now, here we are this many years later, and I would almost argue that Mac and Me has more of a fucking cultural impact now than E.T., simply because it has been kept a part of the conversation for so long.
If it wasn't for Paul Rudd, honestly, you never
That's
know.
a big part of it. That is a big
People
part
like
of it.
us. Yeah.
But just, like, I remember this was one of the titles that made Shout Factory.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, I mean, this was one of the ones that I remember everybody get. Because, like, it's fucking Mac and Me. We got to get that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was almost like unobtainable for just a hot second. It wasn't like E.T. where it was so long in between. It was just that kind of era between DVD and Blu-ray where it just kind of, because I think it was on DVD, but like people wanted it on Blu-ray. They wanted it on Blu-ray, wanted it on Blu-ray. Then I remember this when they made this announcement. I bet you this is one of their best-selling titles. That's why I'm surprised they let this go.
Right.
Because I bet you this is going to turn out to be one of Vinegar Syndrome's biggest selling titles.
Didn't
they already sell out of the box?
Yeah, I was gonna say I think they're sold out of that, the box set. Yeah.
Don't underestimate this bitch. People love this fucking movie.
And they will keep it a secret too that they love it. So
in their
they'll
absurdity,
secretly buy it and not talk about it.
and that's the funny thing is like, because even like Paul Rudd, he was working because the guy who worked on Avengers Endgame worked on this fucking movie.
Yeah.
And he walks up to Paul Rudd on the set and he goes, "By the way, thank you for showing scene for Mac and me whenever you go on." He's like, "Why?" He goes, "I worked on that. It was one of my first movies." He's like, "No shit." He was one of the effects guys. Yeah.
It's just something about, there really is something about this movie. Like you said, I don't know for those who haven't seen it, waited so long, like Steven, who is in like our age group. I don't know if it would have the same effect on you, but I remember.
Steven was probably also too old for this. See, that's the thing.
Yeah, I think he's older
at the
than
right
us,
age for this.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think the other reason why it had such an impact is because I'm not kidding when I said I think it got given away to schools.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because everybody I've talked to where the first time they've seen it 9 times out of 10 was in school.
Exactly. Me too. Movie
so
day
I have this feeling that's what happened. It was like, it was just this thing that happened. It was a collective moment where, you know, that year that was the movie they donated to the schools, and the last day of school, because I think that's when we watched it too in like 4th grade.
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, by the way, we're watching a movie today. Here comes Mac and me."
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, this fucking thing?" Because I didn't even want to see it when it came out. Because I, at 9-10 years old, was like, "This is the ripoff of E.T." And by the end of this movie, I'm going, that was fucked up. Like, I mean, this was probably one of those few times as a kid I was actually self-aware enough of knowing that the movie was bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a good time watching it.
Yeah, yeah.
And it probably was the experience of all the kids in the class, too. Because they were laughing at every stupid joke, right? Stuff that I normally wouldn't have laughed at, or I've been sitting at home going, "Well, this is fucking stupid." And I mean, I may have even probably saw it on Showtime and never finished it or started watching it. It was like, "Oh, this looks dumb."
Yeah.
Because at that time, it was just one of those things. And I think that's where it took everybody, like just a collective kind of thing where we all have this memory of that movie, because I think a large portion of us saw it in school in like 1989, 1990 or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right, because it's like this collective experience we all had, the Gen Xers and the late. I know there's like a thing with millennials, but like some millennial, they call them zillennials with an X because they were like at the tail end of Gen X or whatever. But like there was like this collective of like, we all saw this at school and we all had this time with it. And like, much like you, we all knew it was just like this really bad movie, but it was also this really fun movie we really enjoyed watching. So, yeah.
The movie also has this "I don't give a fuck" kind of mentality about it.
Exactly.
That's probably built into it from being a ripoff and a paid fucking puff piece for Coke and McDonald's and Skittles and God knows whatever else they shoved in here. I'm trying to even remember. There's so many product placements in this fucking movie.
You know, I may even had my parents buy me a VHS from McDonald's after I saw it.
They may have sold it at McDonald's for all I remember. I don't know.
It's like when they would give out like the Back to the Futures and stuff like you have. I believe Mac and Me was one of those movies, because McDonald's will pay for this, that they did that promotion.
It might have been that might be another reason why it's had such a cultural impact, and I don't recall, because I don't know if I ever owned it, but I'd seen it enough times on television and shit up until, because I think this Blu-ray, well, maybe not. I'm trying to remember.
I feel like I've owned this VHS personally, but I don't know what happened to it. You know what I mean?
But it's like one of those I don't recall how I got, so it's hard to say. I may have got it in one of those sales, or it might have got it at the time as a kid. Maybe I did get it and I don't remember. Because that sounds like my mom was one of those where if it was something like you could get a movie for cheap at that time, she probably would have, because we got all the McDonald's ones.
Now, if I do remember correctly, Tim, I think Skittles chose to be in this movie because they were the first choice for E.T. and they said no.
Actually, it was M&M's, but
was it M&M's? I could have sworn
I'm not even sure
Skittles,
if Skittles was out yet. Maybe Skittles was fairly new, I think.
Maybe it was Skittles was jumping in on this because of what E.T. did for.
Because they just have one little shot with the Skittles, and they just make sure that the girl holds the bag like 3 or 4 seconds and clear, and that's the beauty of it. Watching it as an adult, you can see that shit because they're always holding everything, like, I made sure I got Marlboro cigarettes today.
Yeah.
My dad smokes Marlboro.
Yeah.
They're the smoothest.
Does the
It's
new
not that bad, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, but, I mean, that was around the time when the product placement was just starting to come into the movies too in the 80s like that. That's when all that was coming together.
Walloween, I haven't seen the movie yet, but from my understanding, it might fall into the category of just that bad. Like,
yeah,
I think they genuinely thought they were doing something clever.
and
So that would fall into the Room category. Yeah. Well, I could bounce off of that because actually I mentioned it like 3 times now.
Yeah, go ahead.
And
Since you got more,
and I got this great documentary from Shout Factory. It's also on Shudder. You know, speaking of stuff we talked about earlier.
Oh, nice.
So you might even still be able to see it. It's called Sharksploitation. It's about an hour and 45 minutes. And I love the first half, but the second half is just bombarded with Sharknado shit. Right? Like, it's all like, oh, fuck. You know? Because I'm sitting here, I'm shitting you not. I'm like sitting here ready to go with my pad of paper, going, okay, what ones don't I know about?
Yeah. Sharknado 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Got it. And you're talking about Jaws some more and Jaws some more. Oh, Sharktopus. Sharknado. Oh. 6-headed shark. And that's all it is for like the last half. And then it gets into the Meg and all that business. But I mean, I don't want to try to detour anybody. It's obvious because that's all part of Sharksploitation. Don't get me wrong. I should have known better.
Yeah.
But I'm just an early person when it comes to Sharksploitation. And of course, at least I love that Jaws the Revenge gets a little love. You can even see Mario Van Peebles on the back there.
Oh, yeah.
With Joe Dante and Harvey Korman.
Nice.
Can't even get it to focus. But anyhow.
You got to have
So yeah, you get a ton of great interviews. I didn't even get into the bonus stuff. I didn't get a chance to.
Mm-hmm.
But there's even some extra stuff on here that I'm sure isn't even on Shudder for that matter, including extended and deleted interviews, another featurette, and the booklet, an audio commentary, stuff like that. So, no, it's a fun little documentary about, you know, one of my favorite genres that Jaws created.
Yes. Tim Hayes says, what about Great White, The Last Shark, Devilfish? Do they mention those?
They bring them up. Yeah.
There you go. There you go, Tim.
Yeah, they blow past a lot of them pretty quickly. I would say that there's probably better YouTube videos that do a better job of collecting the Sharksploitation / Jaws ripoff movies. But I mean, this one even goes as far as to mention Orca and stuff like that. So
yeah, I'm
pretty sure it mentioned Cruel Jaws because I think that's the one that that's the one that actually has scenes from Jaws in it, right? So yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. So yeah, they get into all that, but it's just so wham bam, thank you, ma'am, when it comes to all of it because there's 50 fucking years of Sharksploitation movies to go through. There was only one dry period, and that was really just between when Jaws ripoffs fell off, which Cruel Jaws was one of the last of, and then you lead into the Sharksploitation with like the Sharktopuses and the Sharknados and the 6-headed sharks and the Exorcist shark and the Sharkcist or whatever, all that shit. You just endless fucking, and then you're just listening to the guys from like Asylum and the other companies talk for like fucking 45 minutes. So like,
and which, I mean, they did make a lot of shark movies. Sadly,
I mean, honestly, the movie spends way too much time on Sharknado.
I would say,
like, well, the thing is, have you seen this?
No, I would just, I figured that's where you were headed.
No, but that's because like the midpoint, and then because of course that was the big thing, that kind of re-established the shark. I mean, they do talk about Deep Blue Sea, right, and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So like that kind of kicked it off a little bit, but it was really Sharknado that really kicked into gear the whole Sharktopus / enter
two-headed shark type thing,
yes, it's all the way up to sand sharks. You know what I mean? Like, they talk about all of them. Like, so you got all that kind of shit in there, and it's fine. But like, to me, it was just great still to see also the other earlier stuff and some of the other stuff get mentioned and stuff like that. So yeah, it's cool. But I would say there's more extensive, better researched YouTube videos as far as if you want a nice list. Mm-hmm. Like myself, but like,
yeah, it's just like to no offense to anybody, I can't stand the Sharknado movies. I hate them.
Me neither. I don't like movies that are trying to be bad. Like, I
Yeah.
like Naked Gun movies and stuff like that. That's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
But even I got sick of the not another this movie or that movie. I didn't like any of those. And
Oh
I never-
yeah, they wore them
some of the
out.
scary movies were okay, but they still got a little overboard and too many of them. But to me, like, yeah, this whole idea of making a movie like you know, like basically a B movie on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can only do that certain ways and certain tongue in cheek. Like Cocaine Bear had the opportunity and fucked it up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to see something called Sharktopus.
Yeah.
I've seen it. It's fucking dumb. It's trying to be stupid. I get that. If that's what you're into, cool. I'm not trying to say you're dumb for liking it. Just to me personally, I don't find that kind of humor funny. And I think it's one of the laziest ways of making a movie.
Right.
Because you're not really putting any originality into it. And to me, I love actually seeing people swing for the fence and strike the fuck out hardcore.
Yeah.
Rather than them knowing that they're trying to strike out.
Exactly.
That's no fun. It's no fun, because think about it. If you know that the ball player that's going to come up to bat, if you know they're going to purposely strike out, how is that fun? But you know what is fun? Watching a fucker strike out and then throw a fucking fit and pitch, throw that fucking bat in the fucking outfield and just have a fucking just a meltdown.
I was
right?
robbed.
Yeah, that is what it's entertaining, and that is what The Room is, right? Like that is when a movie tries to be good, tries their damnedest to swing for the fences and misses horribly, and then fucking biffs it on the way out the door. Like,
yes, exactly.
That's what I love.
That's what I
then
love
I'm like,
too.
bravo.
Exactly.
You managed to make a piece of shit so fucking bad that it's entertaining.
Exactly. Much like this.
Good job, guys. Calls for a celebration.
Fuck yeah.
You got it. I'll see you back at your place.
Shit. Probably the best sharksploitation films.
Yeah.
Somewhere between like The Last Shark and Cruel Jaws, probably. I think Mako's a lot of fun. There's so many fun ones. Like I think I was just telling you that Dangerous Animals or whatever that just come out. Speaking of, I think Shudder put it out.
Oh yeah.
I swear it's like a remake or a ripoff of Mako. Because it's about a serial killer who fucking who's like all like obsessed with sharks and shit and saving the ocean and all this stuff, and he like feeds people to sharks and crap. It's like almost the same exact plot. So I'm going like, wait a minute, is this a remake or is it just paying homage to it? Or and then they just do the sharksploitation thing. So at the same time, so I'm like wondering, is it really maybe a remake of that? And I don't know it. I should look it up. I see it all over the streaming thing, but like, yeah.
I think Ed Wood did not make movies bad on purpose.
No.
I think that's the whole point of the movie Ed Wood that Tim Burton made, is like he literally thought he was making good stuff.
He's the godfather of this. Exactly. Like he literally thought he was going out and making fucking masterpieces.
I mean, he had Bela Lugosi, a big movie star at that time, who was no longer a big movie star. So he thought he was doing good.
The shit he was embarrassed of was the porn stuff, and that's where he changed his name and shit like that. Yeah.
That's what he did like later on near the end. So yeah. But no, I don't think he was purposely trying to make bad things. I think he was
trying to be titillating. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But that was the gimmick back then. He was just copying a lot of what other guys were doing, like the Frank Castles and the, all that kind of stuff. Even Harvey Korman at that point and some of the other guys, just some of the exploitation, the exploitation genre period, just in general. That kind of kicked off in the 50s with the, the drive-in kind of culture, basically, because they needed the cheap shit to fill the drive-ins.
That's where you get the B movies from. That's the whole point of that's where like the B movies were like the second movies they were going to show after the big movie, So they became, I can't remember what the B.
They just needed fillers. That's why they were called B movies, because they were the B feature.
Yeah, like this was the A feature, this was the B feature, and that's how you got the B movies. And so there was just something
shit to fill those spots, and that's where a lot of our classic horror films come from. Actually, it's kind of weird. Because, like, I mean, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre was kind of a drive-in darling. I mean, it just those kind of things are just like part of our culture, and we're kind of missing some of that in some ways. And
yeah,
it's kind of cool that sci-fi shows all these shark exploitation films or whatever for the fans that are out there, but
they're just
I
not
almost
the
feel
same.
yeah, I was just gonna say it almost feels like we're missing like a little. I'm sure you got YouTube and all that kind of stuff, but it's just not the same, right? Like
It's
there
just
used to
not.
be this special threshold you had to reach for it to even become a movie, and that's how some of these movies got made, was that people may have had maybe either the money or the equipment or the access to be able to do one or two of these things, but they just weren't quite adept enough to make an actual fucking movie.
Yeah.
and it shows, and they have the heart, and they have either the drive or the passion, but they just clearly don't have what it takes and the skill to make an actual film, and they hire the wrong people and or just who they can afford, and something is usually gimmicky in that and stuff like that. I miss gimmick films. I never thought I'd say that, but CGI killed that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it used to be so often was like, all right, we got a pool and I got a bigger rubber monster. What can we do?
Yeah.
With those two things, I got the pool for the weekend.
Exactly. That was like, that's what I loved about Roger Corman, is like he'd have that and he'd film like 3 movies in that one weekend.
It's like, what can we come up with? Yeah, what can we come up with that we can use these things for? Even Little Shop of Horrors is obviously the best example of that, right? Like we have a set. What can I come up with real quick that can fit within this preset, set? And like, and even Robert Rodriguez comes from that school.
Yeah.
Like the opening of his book is basically, like I had a turtle, I had a guitar, like a 16 millimeter camera, and I had, I can't remember what else he says, but like, and then that's how I got started with El Mariachi. It's like I just did what I knew, right? Like, or what I had, worked with what I had. So like,
I love that creative. You're not wrong, because it's like when you would go to the drive-in or these theaters that would show the B movie, is like everybody was there to see the A movie, and sometimes the A movie was not an A movie, and then you stick around for the B movie and you go, you gotta see this movie because it is so bad, so good at the same time. You just like, that's I miss that. I do miss that.
Kino Lorber's got tons of those kind of titles.
Exactly.
Right?
They got like,
and the best ones are like ones that they're ripping off something else.
Yes.
Way before Asylum, way before all that shit. And that's what sharksploitation is kind of all about, right? To bring it back around, is somebody did something that's famous, and that goes with Mac and me as well, right? Somebody did something that works. How do we exploit that? We make a dozen of them just like that, right? Like whether it was the vampire movies, whether it was the zombie craze, whether it was the ninja craze, whatever. Input your thing here. The little monster craze because of Gremlins. And that's what I would love, is you would even get these little spurts. It wasn't even just like, it didn't even have to be a big, huge box office success, even though Gremlins was, but it just had to be big enough for people to take note. Friday the 13th, obviously being one of the kings of that, right? Because Friday the 13th itself was a ripoff of Halloween.
It's like, how many camp horror movies after Friday the 13th?
And it created its own genre on top of it, like, right? Like the camp horror, right? And you got a whole slew of them. And it's just whether they're the doll, Killer Doll, Chucky. How many fucking things did we get? Like, I miss that era, the straight to video era. And it's not even so much that it's like, and it's I get it. Some of it's real cheap, cheesy, and crappy. But you know what? You got some of the most inventive, clever, creative ideas out of these things. And Charlie Band, bless him. Yes, Munchie's great. And the sequel's even fine, but it was Miss Lonnie Anderson, who just passed away.
Yeah, Miss
from the second Munchie, however you want to call it. But I mean, just look at Charlie Band and what he did, and what he's doing. But I mean, more so what he did then. Like, I mean, just he put all his heart and soul into these things, even if it was cheap and under the table. Right? It was like, what do we got here? What can we give the audience that they're going to come back for more and more and more of this? Right. And Puppet Master worked. Ghoulies worked. Fucking Subspecies worked. There's a half a dozen other ones that worked. And these didn't even need theatrical releases aside from Ghoulies to begin with.
Yeah. There is a great, I don't know if you listen to the Charles Band Full Moon podcast that he does.
I'm aware of it, and you've told me about it, but yeah.
Yeah, which one is? I can't remember who he's talking to. It might have been the I think it's the Greatest American Hero guy. I think he's talking to him.
Oh, William Catt.
I think it's William Catt, but he does. Charles Band goes into this great conversation about what the 90s straight to video market did for him, and it's just this really great conversation where he explains about it and everything, and then you really think about how that's been lost now. Like, even yes, he has his own streaming service now, the Full Moon streaming service, but he's like,
but it's
straight tells you, he's like, it's not like I was making so much more on straight to video movies and everything back in the day. This streaming, I'm doing it, but I'm not making shit off of it, essentially, So like, there is something missing from like the video store, those nice straight to video movies, and like I call it the streaming effect today because like all movies look the same. Even movies that some of them going to theaters are clearly being made so they could be ready for streaming. It's not the same. There's a difference. There's a different look to them. There's a different feel to them than like a straight to video. Because like you were saying, there was like heart and attempt put into these movies because they knew they weren't going to be seen as theatrical releases, but they were going to try their best to deliver you something fun and exciting and entertaining. And it came out the way they came out. The B movies, monster features, whatever you would call them. It's just like the movies today just are lacking any and all that altogether, period. So it's a sad state of affairs.
I agree, and that's kind of what this documentary kind of reminded me of the most, and also watching Mac and Me and stuff like that. So
I do miss movies like that. I really, really do. I do think the last I don't think they've made anything new for a while, but I do think that vampire movie that Full Moon made called Death Dreamer. I think that was like one of the that really felt like an old school 90s Full Moon movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, it was nice to see him put out Primeval as well, but
yes.
I know they didn't do very well with that. But
sadly. But so I got one more, so it's up to you, Tom. I know you got a couple more, so it's up to you if you want to do another one, or if you want me to do my last one.
I got technically 3 more, but 2 of them I can do together.
I wish I would have been able to watch more, but I'm hoping to get more watched sooner. But also, I do got to kind of save some money, so I'm going to have to dig into my archive. It's up to you
if you want me to do 1 more in a row, or do you just want me to do 2 more after yours? That's 3 more after yours.
So you got 3 left, right?
Technically, but 2 of them go together. So
I'll just do mine, and then we'll get to do yours. Because I don't think
I already did 2 in a row. So
yeah, and plus I don't think you've seen this one, so this may not be a long conversation on your end. So, but I did get a new Kino Lorber 4K of a movie from the 80s that I've always loved, and that's called Hiding Out, starring John Cryer. There's only one thing more frightening than murder. It's high school. So
it's not one I'm too aware of.
This is, most people don't know a lot about this movie. I hate this poster. This is not the poster this is actually a movie poster, but it's not the poster I'm familiar with.
Doesn't it have a reversible cover?
And it doesn't have a reversible. Sadly, it does not.
Kino's getting lazy.
I'm more familiar with the VHS cover of this, which I'll try to bring it up here in a minute.
You are completely digitized on my end.
Am I? Dang it. I felt like my internet was kicking out on me. But
no, you came back at the last second for me. I don't know how you were streaming out to everybody though. So you.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully you guys saw that. But Hiding Out. This was meant to be John Cryer's Beverly Hills Cop, right? That's the whole. It's a Dino De Laurentiis production. This was supposed to be his Beverly Hills Cop at that time because everybody was trying to make theirs. So he's this investment or not? What is he? Wall Street guy. What do you call those guys? I just watched the damn movie and I can't even remember what he's called.
Investor or broker or
broker. Thank you, broker. He's a Wall Street broker. You know, he's got this like the beard and his hair's a little longer and everything. And this guy who works for the mob has come into his firm, and him and 2 other guys worked on his money and everything. It turns out the guy, you know, he's a mob. He was laundering money and everything. And so now they want the government wants them to testify. And so one of them gets killed, And so like they're going to put him in witness protection, and the killers, the mob killers show up to go after him. He gets away. John Cryer's character gets away and runs to gets out of town, shaves his beard, dyes his hair, and you know he's John Cryer, so he looks like a teenager again. So he heads to his cousin's house, played by the dishes are done, man. Keith Coogan, who's his cousin, who's in high school, and he's going there to go stay with them and hide out with them from the mob and everything. And then so he goes to the high school to wait on his because his aunt is
so it's kind of like 21 Jump Street.
Yes, sort of like 20. It's like a tonal shift because because I was watching special features because when he was originally making it, he said it was like his his actual Foley type movie, and then like it's a complete tonal shift when he gets to high school. So he goes to the high school to meet it up with his aunt, and they can mistake him as a new student, so he hides out as a new student at the high school from the mob. And he becomes like the cool kid and everything, and everybody likes him, and he falls in love with, which is really weird. That's like the one part that's kind of icky, especially now. Is like he's supposed to be like a man who's like, it's like they don't really quite say his age, but he's clearly supposed to be like in his late mid-20s, and he starts to fall in love with this girl who's, they don't really say her age either, in high school, but she's supposed to be a senior. But the chick actually playing her was 16 years old, not 18 years old. So like he's falling in love with her in the movie. So that's kind of like the grody part of the movie. But no, it's a fun little movie. I don't know. I saw it at the video store one day, and I remember seeing John Cryer in Pretty in Pink, and Superman 4. When did Superman 4 come out? Like
1987.
Yeah, 87. So same year. This came out in 87 as well. So I remember seeing Pretty in Pink and John Cryer and Superman 4 and stuff, and I saw this movie, and I rented it, and I always had a thing, it's like this very weird movie that shouldn't work, but yet it does work, and I've always just really liked it. It is what it is, but if I can bring this up here. Nope, that's not what I want. I'll show you the VHS cover I'm familiar with. This let me present it if I can, because I was glitching. But like that's the cover I'm familiar with. That's the cover I saw at the video store. That's the one I rented.
Still not ringing a bell for me. Huh.
So so whatever this was, whatever poster they decided to use for that, I mean, like it does not sell the movie at all. But anyways, that's the movie in a nutshell. It's got a great cast. It's got John Cryer is pretty good in this movie. This is like one of his first movies where like he was like, it was on his shoulders. He was the star. Keith Coogan's pretty cool in this, because we all remember him from so many like Adventures in Babysitting and everything. So it's like it's this weird blend. Like, because I was even watching the special features because John Cryer said he was this was the first movie he got to see from formation, from the very beginning to seeing it through, where all the other movies he had come into, the script and everything was already done, it's already worked out. They cast him, he did the movie. So like he said he saw this movie go from this serious like crime thing to what it became, and he helped get it there and everything. And it is this weird hodgepodge of like, it does feel like two different films, because like the beginning of the movie feels very different than the rest of the movie, because it's like set in Boston. It's it's sort of like noir. It's like crime. You get the FBI, you get a murder, it's Wall Street brokers. And then it switches over to this like small Midwestern town where he's in high school, and it becomes like a high school type movie, teen drama type comedy. And it for whatever reason, it works. And as far as like, since this is 4K, I have never seen this movie in this form before, ever. It's only ever had a VHS and a DVD, and the DVD was, the 4:3. It was never widescreen. So this was the 4K scan was done by Studio Canal. It looks good. It's got good grain structure. I didn't notice too many problems. I didn't see like any, like I said, I never had a Blu-ray here in America. I believe. I don't think it's ever had a Blu-ray here in America. It could have had a Blu-ray outside of America, but it looks good. I like the grain. It's finally the proper aspect ratio. It's a pretty good job, and as far as what its special features does, it's got a brand new interview with John Cryer where he talks about the making of the movie, and then a brand new interview with the girl who plays his love interest, Annabeth Gish, and then it's got a bunch of audio commentaries is what it's got for special features. But no, I really like this. I think it's an often underseen, underrated 80s movie. I do recommend it. I highly recommend the movie if you've never seen it. It's just one of those weird, like we were just talking about, swinging for the fences type of movies, where it was swinging. I don't know how well it did at the box office or whatever, but it was just like they were swinging for something in this. Whether it all landed, that's another thing. But I've always had a fun time with this movie. And you're right, Tyrell. It was hard to get on home video of any kind. It was, because like I think I've only ever seen it on VHS and a DVD once, and that was it. And the DVD is a crappy DVD. It's not even the full aspect ratio. It's 4:3 everything. So I'm glad it finally got a little bit of love from Kino Lorber, which this was one of the ones I'm surprised about. And I also wish Kino Lorber, speaking of which, if anybody from Kino Lorber is listening, please do the one John Cryer movie where he's a horror fan. Somebody's coming home. I can't remember the name of it. Oh, I know he hates the movie. It's an Alan Smithy movie, but I like the movie. It's a fun movie. I cannot remember. Someone Stewart is coming home. I can't remember the name of it. Something Stewart is coming home, where he like plays this prep kid whose parents are Republicans, and his dad's running for governor or something like that, and he keeps getting in trouble, and he's a big horror fan, Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan and stuff, and they bring him home. Morgan Stewart. Thank you, Tyrell. Please do Morgan Stewart's Coming Home. I always liked that movie as well. That's another one of his movies that I think is underrated. I know he doesn't like it, but I don't really care what John Cryer thinks. So I like the movie. And yes, Annabeth Gish was Gillian Anderson's replacement on the X-Files. That is true. That is true. No boobies in this movie hiding out, but yeah. But anyways, there you guys have it. If you've not, I can recommend this. Kino, it looks great. Not a whole lot of big ways of special features, but it does have 2 new interviews, and I think this is a movie I wish more people would see, because I think it's a fun movie. Once again, though, it may not affect you if you didn't see it growing up like I saw it growing up, because I rented it. I thought I saw it on the shelves and I thought it was really good. So that was how I saw it. So anyways, yes, Kino, PCU, but I don't.
This is getting a 4K release, and then Best Whorehouse in Texas isn't.
Right, that's what I was really surprised about, because like of all the movies, I would never expect this movie to get a 4K. A Blu-ray, yeah, like a repossessed Blu-ray but 4K, who knew? Not that I necessarily deserved a 4K, but I'm happy. I'm happy with it myself.
Right. Nothing against this movie. It's just like, okay.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Beth's Little Whorehouse in Texas needed a 4K. I'm a little upset over that.
Tis what it is, I guess.
But then again, Studio Canal did the 4K on this, not Kino. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe it's Universal's choice, and they'll turn around and do Texas on their own or something.
Yeah, but there you guys have it. I wish Kino would do PCU, but Disney owns it, so I don't think that's an option anytime soon. So, but that's it. That's what I got. So I do recommend it if you've never seen it. I think it's fun.
I've never even heard of it.
And most people haven't.
Well, a movie that most people have heard of and which they probably haven't is the infamous Highlander 2.
Yes.
And now I think I brought this on not too long ago. So the reason I watched it is because I actually got a digital file of what I thought was the U.S. theatrical cut.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out it's the rare UK cut with the batshit crazy ending on it. I didn't even know that was on that version, because like they have pieces of that on the Blu-ray here, but like it looks all unfinished and stuff. So it was like I thought that was like a never finished thing. But like, so there's like 3 different versions of the movie. Actually 4 or 5 if you really want to get to.
It's true.
But it's to this point where I'm like, okay, Vinegar Syndrome, here's where you step up to the fucking plate and you give us Highlander: The Quickening, the Ultimate Edition, with all of the cuts. I don't care so much about the Renegade cuts. You can give us just the final Renegade cut. But I want all the theatrical cuts. And here's the reason why. You know what? I could give a fuck about the Renegade cut. Because the Renegade cut is still not canon. It doesn't fucking matter. And it doesn't really fix all that much. If I'm going to watch this fucking movie, speaking of swinging for the fences and striking the fuck out, I want to see the full-on batshit crazy Xenu cut. Because that's what I want. It's like, if I'm going to watch this fucking movie, I want it to be the fever dream batshitness that it is. Because the fucked up part is you watch this movie, and the hilarity of it is, if you're going to do the Renegade cut, guess what? It makes more sense to cut Sean Connery out of the film. He does not serve a purpose in the movie.
Not really, no.
You can cut him out completely, and you would not even know he was there. And the movie would be infinitely better for it. And that's one problem. The second problem being all the fucking future shit. Why is that even there? Why?
Or are they from an alien planet? Sin here.
None of that makes any sense. None of this movie makes any fucking sense at the end of the day, any goddamn way. So why not just leave it alone?
Yeah.
Because we turn around and we get Highlander 3/2.5, depending
which
on
is like a direct sequel to the first movie.
Yeah, and if anything, it is more of a direct sequel.
It's a better movie than part 2.
It's pretty much a remake of the original. Let's be real.
Very much with the Mario Van Peebles playing the Kurgan, essentially.
Basically. I mean, yes, it has some new elements to it, but I mean, it's almost scene for scene in some bits. But no, I got on a Highlander kick because I got a hold of that. And I've had the scan for a while. I just finally decided to sit down and watch it. But it was funny because I didn't realize until the last few minutes that I was watching the UK cut. And I kind of should have known because I was like, this movie's all out of whack, or it feels weird. Like there's something, because here's the funny thing about this movie. For those who don't know, the movie was taken away from the producers in the midst of filming by the insurance company that guaranteed the film completion due to them having a bunch of different investors involved.
Right.
So they were going to put together the movie as is, no matter what. They weren't shooting anything else. There was a whole other sequence and a whole bunch of sequences that needed to be done, but especially one sequence that needed to be finished that they didn't get to finish until like 1994 when they did the one Laserdisc version of this. And that's the where they literally got everybody back to, the three mains, to shoot the scene where basically what's his face, Kane, the bad guy, I'm trying to think of Michael Ironside, where he's like you think he gets hit by a truck and he's actually hanging on to the bottom, and then he comes up and it's like this, it's called the truck chase sequence. It's not really a chase, it's him on top of the truck and they fight on top of the truck for a little bit, and it actually it's fine. It almost seems seamless into the film. So, like, that part's fine, whatever. But, like, I don't know if it was necessarily necessary. Because the movie's already a choppy fucking mess.
Yeah.
Right? Like, a lot of it doesn't make any goddamn sense. But it also has some gloriously bad, cool shit in it. Like, I don't know how to explain it. And what's weird...
Michael Ironside is great. Just over the top.
Yeah. Michael Ironside's great. The fight between Connor and the two freakazoids is great. And then I think the thing is that's weird about it is I think that actually feeds into this quite a bit from my memory. Now, I have not seen this in years, but I just picked this up because it's the entire series on one Blu-ray. And it actually looks better than most DVDs, believe it or not. It's obviously not HD. It's standard definition on one Blu-ray. But I think a lot of the bullshit from that movie feeds into this because even Ramirez is in this cartoon from my memory. But I think it feeds a lot into that side of the lore. Because then from my memory, like the TV show completely deviates away. And that's the other problem with part 3 is that it came out at the same time as the TV show and completely ignores the show.
Well, until part 4 comes along.
Don't even get me fucking started on that goddamn movie.
I've actually thought about watching it because I haven't seen it in so many years, and I've been curious.
Highlander Endgame was an experience and a half, which should have been the coolest fucking Highlander movie we ever got. turns out to be the biggest piece of shit. First of all, you got every character not even acting remotely like they do in the series.
That's true. That is very true.
And then you got Connor, who's completely out of fucking character. And then the whole thing is predicated on them fucking fighting on either holy ground or fighting together and breaking the rules. When I'm like, motherfucker, this guy has been breaking the rules since the start. That's what the whole movie's about. So why don't you break the one fucking rule we want you to break? And finally give us what we want to see. Connor and Duncan fighting side by side.
Nah, they gotta fight each other.
No, fuck that. Why would we give the audience what they want? No, we have Connor commit basically fucking suicide by saying, you have to kill me or you won't be able to defeat him. It's like, you fucking moron, what the fuck is this? Connor alone should be able to beat this motherfucker. See, that's the other thing is, they always forget how fucking powerful Connor is.
Yeah.
Like, this motherfucker has beat the Kurgan.
Yep.
This motherfucker... You know, and he also has fucking, like you said, I mean, if you really want to take it as canon, he also has the magician's fucking powers in him too.
Yeah, from part 3, yeah.
And the bad guy along with it. So he has Mako and his whole thing, because that was the whole thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The Lord of Illusion, right? Like, so he had all that shit he supposedly soaked up on top of the hundreds of other fucking immortals that he soaked up all over the years.
Yeah.
Right? Some of the more powerful ones compared to, like, yes, there was a lot on the show that Duncan got, don't get me wrong, but they were never to the fucking leaguer level that fucking the Kurgan was. Fuck that. Like, the Kurgan was one of the OGs.
Yeah.
Like, if you listen to the history of this guy, like, this is the part, because Andre had never seen Highlander until recently, which I found is completely, like stunning. Like, I'm
really?
like, how did...
That's crazy.
Because this movie's huge overseas. I'm like, how did you not? He's like, well, I was aware of it, but I just never got into it. And like the one thing that he keyed in on that I noticed that he liked about it, or that he really picked up on, because I don't even know, he liked the movie, but he didn't like act like it was like great like we do, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he really picked up on the Kurgan's character. Because he's like, he picked up on his history. He's like, he must have been a Viking / whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what he is. He's like this old fucking...
Yeah.
Like really old school fucking original fucking been around since the beginning of time. Like guy. Like the old original fucking barbarians. Like
yeah.
And he's so powerful and strong in that he just exudes fucking like that's why he was seeking out, you know, Connor, because this guy's out there busting virgins is what he's doing.
Yep. Because he felt him. He's like, oh, I know which one you are. I'm going to take it.
Here.
Take it. I'm going to pop it.
I'm going to pop your cherry, Highlander.
The movie Matt Dubfest says, Connor was born in 1518 and is killed in 1536. He's 18. Welcome to Highlander.
Well, back then, 18 was a hard 35 now. So, like...
It's funny. It's funny.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I'll give him that much. At least in part 3, he looks like he's still, you know, within...
It's within there somewhere.
You can tell by Endgame, yes, I figured Connor would have to die by the end, but like, still, give us what we want. The one thing that we want. It was bad enough that he was only in one fucking episode of the show.
Yeah.
Because for those who don't like, look, I love the show.
Very first episode, the very first one.
But I've never been a Duncan. Like, Duncan's okay. But Duncan's fucking eye candy for women. That's all he is. He's like Henry Cavill before Henry Cavill.
What the thing is, like, now from what I've heard, is they're basing the remake off the movie and some of the stuff that was introduced into the TV show.
Which makes sense.
Blended. Yes, which makes perfect sense on how you do it.
And this is why I've said this is why I don't have a big problem with them remaking this, because it's like, look, don't get me wrong. Highlander 1 is in my top 10 probably films of all time. Okay. I watch the first time. I can quote that bitch. I love the original Highlander. It's one of my favorite films.
It's amazing.
But I'll be the first motherfucker to point out that this has been this franchise has been fucking raped worse than Halloween. Right?
It's true.
You want to find a fucking... There is no reviving this thing, okay? It is the Source was supposed to be a new trilogy to revive this thing. It was so fucking bad. that the producers fucking apologized for it.
Yeah.
Like, and these are the same people who made Highlander 2.
Yeah, the Highlander source is worse than part 2.
It's almost like they have tried to go out of their way to overcomplicate this thing. It's like, thank God, finally, they're just rebooting it from a fresh place of like, yes, take the elements of the movie that we love, take elements of the show that we love, build it in a world where it doesn't end with the first movie.
That was the biggest problem.
And that wasn't even necessarily the biggest problem as so much as the investors wanted Sean Connery back. Let's be real. That's what killed the second film. Yeah. That's the only reason that movie is the way it is. Because at any other point, you could just say, you could pull something like Highlander 3, or you could just pull, just all of a sudden out of your ass, this other fucking more ancient fucking guy shows up like the Kurgan. And what he thought was the prize was just a really big orgasm from the fucking quickening of getting, the Kurgan, who was an old school fucking, probably the most strongest he's ever soaked up, right? Like, you could kind of be, he just kind of falsely thought he was human now. He didn't, because how does he fucking know? Like, unless you kill yourself, which then game over. So, like, if you're mortal now, right? Like, I mean, the only other thing is you can try to have a kid, and if you end up having a kid, well, there's your telltale sign, I guess.
Yeah.
But even in part 3, they just play it off, like I just said. Like, it was just a really strong quickening. He never actually got the prize yet. In fact, I don't even think they mentioned the prize in part 3, which is great. Because, like, you get to a point where, like, you know what? The prize is kind of stupid. I'll be honest with you. I get it. It's supposed to be like this goal for them, but really it shouldn't be. It should just be that Highlanders don't like being around each other. Like,
that's the
or you just create like a lighter dark side to it, right? Like, that's all you do. And it's pretty easy to see that you got guys like Connor and Duncan and all their friends, and you got guys like the Kurgan and Kane and all those guys where it's obvious. If you're going to live forever, you're going to be one of two ways. You're either going to be this really insightful, wisdom-filled, very peaceful guy like Connor kind of tries to be, or you're going to be this rage-filled fucking horny devil who fucks and kills everything that moves like the Kurgan because he can.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty much it. So if you're somebody who chooses one side, well, then if you're one kind of Highlander, then you're clearly, like, that's all you got to do is tweak it a little bit. You don't need a prize. You just make there's a light side and a dark side. And either you're a light-sided Highlander or you're a dark-sided Highlander. And maybe part of the gimmick is a good-sided Highlander can only be triggered by a bad one, right? Like, that's where, like, the Kurgan comes in and, where he's popping these cherries going around looking for Highlanders. Or, well, immortals, sorry, not Highlanders.
Yeah.
You know what I meant.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what he's doing. And I don't even know if that's in the movie or if it's in a deleted scene. I've seen so much shit on the first Highlander now, I'm trying to remember. Because he even talks about, because he does say in the movie, like, yeah, Connor's mine. Because he knows right away that that's the one he's after. Because he's out searching for these fuckers. Because that's all he's doing is creating them, and then he comes back and kills them.
Yep.
Before they even have a chance to fucking learn how to fight.
Yeah. And Bart, I think the original theatrical cut of Highlander 2 is only available on a VHS, as far as I know. So
supposedly, and now here's the problem. Supposedly there's a DVD version of it somewhere.
I've never seen it though.
But my understanding of it is, it's overseas somewhere. But my understanding is one of the DVDs that exist is the European cut that I have now, which is a really rough fucking man. It is in rough shape. Like, whoever had this really loved this movie. Like, they watched it a lot. It's even missing frames. Like, it jumps a bit here and there. But bless whoever did whatever job they could to cobble this thing together. Because it is a mess. And that's what I'm saying. This movie needs some love. Regardless of how you feel about it, it has a very important place in movie history. Like, this movie is still a punchline to this day.
Yeah.
Okay. People talk about, like, it is a warning, right? Like, you do not want to go the Highlander 2 route. You know what just went the Highlander 2 route? Megan.
Oh, yeah. From what I've heard, yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. It is still relevant to this day. You can fuck this up. You can take something so simple and so pure and so perfect as Highlander and fuck it up something awful when all you had to do, which is what part 3 shows you, is guess what? Just make the same movie all over again.
Yeah.
You don't have to break the mold. You just give him a new bad guy. That's it.
That's all you do. You don't set it in the future, make it some sci-fi alien thing. Don't explain why they're immortal.
You don't even need a crazy beeline story. Nothing.
No.
Just straightforward. The only beeline story in Highlander 3 is them uncovering the cave, right? Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Which kind of tangentially gets the chick connected with him, which kind of like the first movie, because they're asking him about the swords and stuff, right? Like, it does everything it can to try and tie itself to the first movie on purpose.
I tell you that the chick in part 3, man, she had a hell of a body on her. That scene, whew, she was hot. But no, you're right. You don't make it Connor's this mysterious man that just happens to know a lot of stuff, and then the woman or somebody investigates
He's clearly
him.
the kind of guy who's going to know how to get in a chick's pants within 10 minutes.
Exactly. And
he's done it enough.
You throw in a little nudity like that way, and then you have him. That's what people want to see. That's what guys want to see, and even women want to see it. Don't, because they want to see the guy be he's just like, oh yeah, he's like, an antiques guy, but he can kick ass and he can lay chicks. They want to see that. Why do you think they hired Henry?
Thing.
Yeah, why do you think they hired Henry Cavill? I mean.
Oh, that's perfect. It's inspired. That's what I've said. Like,
exactly.
I mean, he can capture both sides of it, right? He has the intensity of Connor, but he'll also have that suave, debonair, sexy, man thing that Duncan had, because he made the women swoon, right? Like, and that's what made this so popular. Like, yes, the movie was big and it did well overseas, but the TV show, like, people forget how big the fucking TV show was.
Yep.
Like, it was on everywhere, and overseas it was even bigger than it was here in the US.
Yeah, because it was like
very fucking popular. And not only that, extremely popular with women. Like, if anything, I bet the demographic was probably 60-40 women watching the show. The movies were more geared towards men. The show was more geared towards women. And you had a lot of the soap opera elements in the show.
Yeah. Oh, the big time on the TV show. Yes. I don't think Highlander story worse than Star Wars. I just think they kept trying to do stuff that they shouldn't have kept trying to do within the movies.
Well, like I said, the second film completely delegated on the fact of they had to figure out how to get Sean Connery, and they overthought the prize, right? Those are the two main problems. Otherwise, that's why I say there's like a I wouldn't say a perfect cut, but there's another cut somewhere in here of Highlander 2 that we could do. Especially if you could take it into where he's not old in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, if you could take that element out, you could almost make it a perfect film, because like you just have it like kind of set in the near distant future. Right? And Connor's been around long enough that he works with this doctor that, I don't really believe it, but I can buy it. Like, I guess, I know I'm saying this like an oxymoron there, but I mean, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know if Connor's really that tech savvy, but
yeah,
whatever.
Especially since he was into antiques. I don't see him switching over to technology that quick.
But that's the only other problem with the film, is it's predicated on this whole it's almost a completely different movie that has nothing to do with Highlander, and they just like took this other script and they're like, we're just gonna make it a Highlander. That's what it feels like.
It does. It's all kinds of weird. It's just all kinds of weird. And then, like you said, clearly with part 3, they tried to take it back to its roots to make it like we can't do that again. No, but you're not wrong. Henry Cavill does seem a little more like Duncan than Connor, but I think he could be a great blend of both. And I think that's why they cast him. So.
Yeah, like I said, he can handle the intensity that Duncan had, or that Connor had, and kind of the sexiness that obviously that Duncan had. But Connor, I think he can also pull off the machismo a little bit more, and because like he's just got, as long as he has a sense of humor, because Adrian Paul's character was a bit more stoic,
a little more stiff,
where Connor's always kind of got that little twinkle in his eye.
Yeah, he would crack jokes every once in a while.
And I always loved his little sense of humor that he always had. And as long as you can capture that, I think you'll be fine. Yeah. 'Cause that's why I like Connor better anyway, because he always has kind of that little, hey, it's a kind of magic kind of thing about him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he always played into that really well, you know, and he makes it work. He is so, honestly, it is. That's going to be the tough part, is getting beyond, you know, Christopher Lambert, because he is so charismatic as Connor McLeod. You believe him. Mm-hmm. You fucking believe this guy has been around for fucking 600 years, 400 years, 500 years, whatever it is, you know. And he, you know, like even his accent, you don't think about as much as you do like Sean Connery, which makes absolutely no sense.
Which I'm not sold on Russell.
And then the second film really makes no sense with Sean Connery, because they're trying to dress him like a Scot.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be a Spaniard / Egyptian or whatever. It's like,
I do think they missed the casting on this. I think Antonio Banderas would have been perfect for Ramirez in the new one. I'm not so sure about Russell Crowe as Ramirez.
I am not. I get the whole like, it's a Man of Steel reunion. Bravo.
Yeah, it's just that doesn't work for me.
If anything, Russell Crowe would have been better as the Kurgan.
Yeah, but he'd have to lose some weight. He'd put on a lot of weight.
Well, I've heard he has lost some weight, but still, he almost would have to just to play Ramirez, because the missed opportunity. Very big. I
think Antonio Banderas would have been perfect.
Well, I was I think one of the first people to bring it up. So like, you're preaching to the choir here, because it makes sense. Like the whole reason that Ramirez was played by Sean Connery is because it was James Bond.
Yeah.
Right. It's passing down the torch to this other guy in this whole nother fucking franchise in this whole new kind of way. Well, in this case, you have the guy who played fucking Zorro.
Yeah, it would have been perfect.
And if it was 10, 15 years ago, I'd have been like, you know what? You could do worse than to have Antonio Banderas play the Highlander. I know he's not fucking Scottish, but I mean...
Yeah.
You had a fucking Scottish guy playing a Spaniard in the original, so why not have a Spaniard play a Scot? Fuck it.
Yeah, the French man playing a Scottish man.
I lived in the highest hill of Mexico. I am a Highlander.
And I believe, what's his name? Duncan was Italian. I think he's Italian playing a Scot.
French or Italian, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And Henry Cavill's British playing a Scot, which, I mean, you're guaranteed to see him shirtless more than you would be seeing a chick shirtless.
Lambert's French.
Lambert's French, yeah.
But I think Adrian Paul is Italian or...
I think he's Italian.
Yeah, I think he's Italian.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% on that, but...
He might actually be Spaniard, maybe himself.
I'm trying to think, because he's got a weird accent.
Yeah, and he's really dark tanned.
He does have that olive skin.
Yeah.
And Paul, I don't know if that's his real name.
Oh, guaranteed it's not his real name.
Yeah, it's probably something much more cultural, I guess, for lack of a better term.
His name is Adrian Hewitt. Is his
Hewitt
real name?
Doesn't even like
Hewitt. That's what it says is his real name.
Okay,
that's what I'm trying to figure out what he is.
Know. He's just English. Okay, he's got to have
born
some
and raised
kind
in
of
London, is what is said. He's
but he's got to have like some Iranian or something in his blood. He's got no way. Yeah, he's not Anglo all the way. Yeah, Italian mother. There you go. Yep, that makes sense. That makes sense. I was gonna say he's definitely got that olive skin from somewhere.
Italian mother and a British father is what it says. Yep.
That'll do it. Doesn't matter. The ladies want it all. They want all of it, every last bit.
He had them.
Yeah, and they're gonna treat Cavill the same way. This might be the thing that sets him into the stratosphere, because Highlanders. I know some people treat it like it's this holy grail or this sacred cow, but it isn't. I get it. I love it as much as the next guy. I love it probably more than the next guy.
Yeah.
I literally have a McLeod sword and the katana upstairs.
Just nice.
Right? I am very even my son's mother it was her favorite franchise, and even her ass didn't make me hate it. So
there you go. So look right there. That's what I'm saying. If done right, because I know it's the people behind John Wick 2, the director. If done right, and he doesn't over bloat it like he did John Wick 4. Because John Wick 4, yes, it is a beautifully shot movie, but it is a shitty ass movie and it's overstuffed. So if he can bring back some of that overstuffedness and keep it focused on Henry Cavill's Connor and whoever's playing a Kurgan, because I don't think they've ever announced who's playing a Kurgan yet. If they can keep it focused on their rivalry and make me believe Russell Crowe can replace Sean Connery, I think you could have a pretty damn good movie and make the sword fights awesome. So,
I mean, it's one of the few people I would say, yeah, give it to them. Because look, what is Highlander? It is the action, right? It's the elaborate stylistic nature of it. I mean, most people don't even think about the soundtrack and how it goes. I mean, yes, we think about the Queen's part, but I'm not talking about the Queen part. I'm talking about this was one of the first movies that really sold the fact that it was in Dolby surround sound. Mm-hmm. And it was a big deal. Even Roger Ebert, even though he hated the fucking movie, I remember him mentioning the surround sound and how the sound of the film was such a big deal. And like, I mean, so like, look, this movie has a lot of like guy stuff going into it, but it also has girl stuff going into it. It could be a franchise that we're sleeping a little bit on. Or like I said, some people may be holding it a bit too sacred. I think that this guy, the John Wick guy with the action elements,
or whatever his name is,
Stilinski or whatever, he might just be one of the right guys to do this. At least he's not a Taika Waititi.
No. I mean, the man can do action and everything. He's just a little, as the John Wick movies went on, I noticed he gets a little too bloated and he makes the movies way too long. There's no reason John Wick 4 should have been a 3-hour, almost 4-hour long movie. Absolutely,
hopefully that's going to end. I mean, I think we've reached that point. Like, no, I'm not even
kidding.
It
back.
Because you know what to blame? What's to blame for that is the superhero films.
Yes,
it's the Avenger films specifically. Mm-hmm. And if it wasn't for those, I don't think that this would be an epidemic. It's gonna go away because even like Superman, Fantastic Four, even the last 3 or 4 Marvel movies have all been under 2 hours. The studios know they need to get more screenings in.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that we're getting back to the 2-hour mills. Look at Naked Gun. 85 minutes or 80 minutes or whatever.
I couldn't believe it was that long. I haven't even seen it yet, but I can't believe it was that long.
Well, they were talking about like AMC had just added more commercials, and now they're talking about backing off on their commercials.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Somebody commented how when they went to see Naked Gun, there was over 30 some minutes of commercials they counted, like they paid attention on their watch. And I said, you do realize that that's over a third of the film?
Yeah,
that's over. I mean, it's over a third of the length of the film. Like, that's at a point where we're like, okay, this is fucking overkill.
Yeah, why did you even show up on time?
When I went to see Fantastic Four, I was pissed. Because Superman was bad, too, but, like, it was a fan event night, so at least it had less commercials, it felt like, than normal. But Fantastic Four felt like overbloat with commercials. Like, I was starting to feel this whole AMC is adding more shit. Because I swear that movie, being only 2 hours, was it 2 hours, not even 2 hours, hour and 45 minutes to hour and 50 minutes, I think it was. Even watching the credits and all that business, it still was close to 2 hours and 45 minutes before I got out of the theater.
It's insane because when I went and saw Superman, the AMC special night, they showed maybe 3. It was very short. It was very quick. We got right into the movie. When I went and saw Superman again, I saw it at a Cinemark theater the second time, and it was almost 30 minutes of stuff before the movie because like I got there, it was supposed to start at like 1:15, I think it was supposed to start off at like 1:15. They started playing commercials, and the movie didn't start till like almost 2 something, like 2:30 almost. It was insane.
Well, that's why I don't worry about being late anymore, unless it's a special screening. Because, fuck, I can almost guarantee I'm gonna be even if I'm 10-15 minutes late, I'm not gonna miss shit. I'm still gonna get stuck through X amount of commercials.
Yeah.
Because the same thing happened to me in my second screening of Superman. Because when it wasn't the fan event, it was just the regular screening.
Yeah.
Like I actually got there late, in my opinion. And I still walked in, I think 20 minutes after the initial showtime, and I still ended up having to sit through like 5-10 minutes of fucking previews and commercials.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So anyhow, my last pick of the night, since that's
I forgot you had.
By the way, I can't recommend this import, even though it is
I still have the DVD free. Of that.
It is a very piss poor scan of the movie. It's available on digital in what appears to be an up-converted 480p scan, maybe 720p tops. but it looks so much better than this, even at that low res.
Maybe.
I mean, you can tell this is a little bit higher res, but it's just such a shitty print they used, and it's an overblown print. Like it's very like the brights are too bright and the darks are too dark. It's just very off. It's a very off, and it is like the foreign print. So the movie's exactly the same. It just has the different title on the beginning.
Yeah.
So.
Well, maybe with the Henry Cavill one, maybe we'll get all the new Blu-rays of all of them, since 3 and 4 has never been released on Blu-ray here in America.
3 would be nice to get a decent release too, but I mean Highlander 2 I think just deserves it for the historical value.
Definitely. That's a Vinegar Syndrome title if I ever saw one. So
see, yeah, that's what I'm hearing in my head. It's like Vinegar Syndrome, please, for the love of God, tap on. I don't know if they do many Studio Canal Lionsgate ones, but
I think they've done a couple.
If not, fucking A, you want to give us a Lionsgate limited edition. You want to really knock our socks off? There you go.
Yeah,
I know you'd be surprised how well that bitch probably sells.
Oh, I think
I feel like there's some pent up thing for it.
As much people complain about it, I think they would absolutely love to have it.
Well, if it has this version on there, I watched this version too. So I even have the old, which is basically the laser disc. But they actually re-resed it. They re-scanned it and did it for it looks like shit though, because it was done for the DVD, not the fucking Blu-ray. So there's some shots that look great, but there's some shots that look like fucking straight up ass in this bitch with Elasian all over the place. They look like they're scanned off of just straight from this disc.
Right.
Like that's how bad they look. Although I'm sure it wasn't. It was just that they were resing it for DVD and not Blu-ray. So this one needs it badly. And this fucker goes for a lot of fucking money right now. That's the other reason why I'm like, somebody, hello, there's clearly a pent-up aggression or need for this movie. Like, you may say whatever the fuck you want for it, but when this is one of the most highest priced out-of-print discs to find right now. Go look it up. It's like, I bet you it's $189 right now.
I have the one, the two disc
dual
set.
disc.
The dual
Believe it or not, that one's cheaper to
Highlander.
get for some reason.
Is it really?
It makes no sense. Yeah. But see, now there's something wrong with that one.
Mm-hmm.
One of the discs has a fucking error on it. And I can't remember which one it is. So it might even have the error for part 2. There's something wrong with one or two. I think it might be part 2. That's why I'm thinking, because one they had pressed already. Yeah. So but that error is not on this version, I guess, is my understanding. I'd have to go look up the specifics.
That's probably that one costs more than.
That's what I'm thinking because of the error. Yeah. So it was that one you have was only out in like a limited run and they pulled it or whatever. So
I think it has something to do with the coloring of the laser grid or something. If I remember,
there was some shit that was fucked up in it. Yeah, that they had to fix.
Yeah, something to do with the laser CGI grid or something that they did in the scene of it, I think.
And actually, I thought it had something also to do with the menu or something like that. Gets locked up or something. Yeah. Which is not uncommon of Lionsgate, because I can't watch my fucking Kill Bill Blu-rays to this day.
Yeah.
Because of that problem.
Good old Lionsgate. As far as mine still works as far as I can tell but I haven't played it in a long time.
I'd have to look up again exactly what the problem is. But I mean, regardless, I mean, it probably not a big deal because that looks like shit. It looks like ass.
Oh,
there was even spots where I'm like going, God, that fucking scan I watched looked better than this.
It's funny. Which I also had the VHS of it, but I do not have the it's still the Renegade.
I used to have the VHS.
I don't have the original theatrical cut.
I had the final release of the original cut. I wish I still had it. My ex, I think, took it though. The one I was talking about earlier. She took off with like all my Highlander videos. I was so pissed. You little cunt, because you have like most of them already anyway.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. So I got in a little Highlander kick, but I stopped at Endgame. I think I watched like the first 5 minutes, and I'm like, oh fuck, I can't get it. I just can't.
I've thought about watching Endgame for a while. Now I kind of want to see the TV series too. Again,
that's my thing. I've been wanting to watch the series again too, but I'm kind of waiting for that fucking Blu-ray we haven't got yet.
I know. I
got
still
the whole
have
set.
Yeah.
Okay, my final film of the night.
What's your final film?
is another Vinegar Syndrome release. I saved this one specifically for last
Nice.
because I thought it was going to be bad. Never heard of it before, but I saw the title alone.
Night
Like,
Beast.
well, fuck. Of course. And then you see the interior, and you're like, hell yeah. Like, duh. But not only did this movie go above and beyond my expectations, this motherfucker puts Jason to shame when it comes to body counts. Like, this motherfucker comes out and he's like, kill a motherfucker, kill a motherfucker, kill a motherfucker, dead. Kill a motherfucker, kill a motherfucker, kill a motherfucker, dead. Just killing people, even little kids. Just like, fuck them all. Fuck them up in their head. Just like for the first 20 minutes, it's nothing but this alien just fucking killing people. And I'm like, where's this movie been my whole life? I'm trying to keep up with the body count. I had to look it up. 37 fucking people. This alien kills in this movie. 37 people. Or maybe it's 20s. I don't fucking know. But it's like, this has got to be the high 20s or 30s. All I remember is like looking it up when I watched it. I'm like, holy shit. Because the only time the movie slows down is like in the midpoint, just to kind of start telling a story. But like literally, this movie just introduces people to fucking kill them.
As the movie should.
As a movie should. And the beast itself is nothing that special. It's literally just a guy in a fucking mask. And he's like wearing a disco outfit, which is hilarious as fuck. So like this movie is just, and you know what? It gets even better yet. One of the co-composers of this movie and one of the people who worked on the special effects is Jeffrey Abrams. Do you know that name?
It sounds very, very familiar.
Add another J to that.
Oh, J.J. Abrams.
Exactly.
I knew it. I knew when you would go for it.
They even bring it up on the back cover. But yeah, it's a little 16 millimeter fucking just gore fest fucking like, I don't know what else to say about it. It is clearly, it doesn't pretend to be anything other than what it is. It's this alien just fucking comes to Earth and just fucking starts killing people. Just fucking vaporizing them. Literally vaporizing them at first. And then when they shoot the gun, its laser gun out of its fucking hands, then it just starts ripping motherfuckers apart. Like it's like just fucking ripping them apart. Like literally with his bare hands. Like just
gonna tear you apart, man.
Just fuck it. We're done. We're just gonna no cares given. I couldn't tell you any of the stars in the movie. It is literally like just some of the most fucking, like the acting is pretty bad too, but it is everything we were talking about earlier, only it fucking delivers. Right? Like it's not a movie where you got to wait 10 years for anything to happen. Yes, there's some slow bits, don't get me wrong, but it makes up for it in all the ways, like with that high ass body count, man. I couldn't believe it after a while. I'm like, this is only like 20 minutes in and he's killed like 10 fucking people already. Like,
well, who's going to be the star? I heard this from Vinegar Syndrome, but I don't think I'd have ever seen it myself as well. So
I think the only closest thing to a star is like the sheriff, if I remember. Like, and his character kind of comes in at like I don't remember what point, but like, yeah, okay. So according to this, trying to find it here, where was it? I think it was 27 actually. Because I'm like, I know it has to be in the high 20s at least.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you got an 80-minute movie, if that, and that's like what 10 deaths per fucking half hour almost. Like, yeah, 81 minutes. It's not even 90 minutes long. So like,
insane.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And I never heard of this movie before. It was like, what the fuck?
I've seen The Creature somewhere, but I don't think I've ever actually heard of them. Maybe I saw it on the In Search of Darkness thing.
Yeah, maybe because like I don't know. If not, even the creature mask and the way it looks almost feels like a Charlie Band production. Like it was just put together from something they had. You know what I mean? Like
probably just what do we got out in the prop area? Just put it together.
You can watch the whole movie on YouTube, but I think it might be edited down because it's only an hour and 18 minutes. So I think it's like a TV edit. And then you can watch it with the Shudder. It's on Shudder as well, but that looks like the full cut. So, but yeah, so Vinegar. This is definitely a Vinegar Syndrome type movie. It's quite the film. I can recommend it highly.
Sounds fun.
It definitely is one of those kind of movies you would get into.
Oh, guaranteed.
Sure. Well,
just love a good.
Since we
movie
always
like
do
that.
this, and I always end up having to make you edit something out at some point, you might as well watch the trailer, right?
Might as well. It's at the end
well,
here,
I don't know
so
if
it's
this
no
is an
big
actual
deal.
trailer. It says a Blu-ray promo trailer, but
Let's find out.
yeah, the thing just comes to Earth.
I love that already. The little
Yeah,
TV.
see what I mean? Like right off the bat, you're like, oh fuck yes.
Yeah, I love that. Like that is perfect. Miniatures, everything.
This is 82.
What was that?
That is great already.
Yeah, this is it. This is like the way the movie starts. Fuckers are shooting at him. He's like, fuck you, I'm gonna zap your ass. And like, this is the scene where he just kills like a whole bunch of motherfuckers. It's just like, see, he's just ripping their guts out and shit.
Oh yeah.
This is a very good representation of what this movie is.
I want to see this. I want to see this.
And they just stop to have sex at some point, you know? Like, just...
Yes, you're supposed to.
Yeah, there's a very like, it's like very pre-Terminator Predator, but has a lot of Terminator Predator kind of elements to it as well, which is kind of weird, but like...
Oh, I love it. I
yeah, so like a lot of the people, that's how they die, but then there's other ones where he just rips the fuck out of them, right? Like just... Yeah, these kids die. Pretty much everybody you see dies. Like, I mean, if I couldn't recommend a movie any more than that, like, everybody fucking dies in it. Like, just fucking dies. Just die.
Everybody dies.
We'll kill this guy, we'll kill this guy.
Oh, man. I'm gonna have to,
Steven, this is a trip. It was a trip. I'll tell you what. It was definitely a trip. Maybe it was like 29 deaths. I don't know. Something like that. It's fucking crazy amount of deaths. I can't find the actual number now.
It sold me with miniatures, with the spaceship and the way the miniatures, like that was all miniatures stuff. It sold me with that right off the bat.
Like, you seen the cops in there, like the cop guy, I don't even think they come into like 10, 15 minutes into the movie or whatever. Like, and that's the other thing. You're just like, who the fuck am I following here? And then you think, okay, I'm going to follow the kids. Nope, they're dead. It's like,
who are we supposed to follow here?
That's what I was like. At some point, I'm like, everybody keeps introducing. I'm like, okay, so these are going to be our people. Nope. Okay, so this is going to be our people. Nope. Then I thought for sure with the kids, right? Because their dad got killed or whatever. You know, yeah. He's like, stay in the car, kids. You know, that old typical thing.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, so these kids are going to be running from this creature for the rest of the fucking movie, right? And nobody's going to believe them. Nope. Fucking he kills them.
Nope, they're dead.
Everybody's dead. Just dead. He just kills. It's like, yeah, he's got a body count. He's like Jason Voorhees.
Who's Jason? Watch this.
Yeah, that's what it felt like after a while. I'm just like, this can't be a real fucking movie. I'm so used to like waiting for something to fucking happen. And no, there's just a bunch of shit happening, and the acting is so just fucking like cardboard, as you can see.
Yeah,
it just adds to it because you're just like, yes, this is like a great fucking bad movie. Yes.
That's what makes it good, is when you got this type of acting, those type of special effects, and just insanity.
It's almost too good to be a bad movie. That's the problem. Right? If it wasn't just for, it's like, thank God this has shitty acting and really shitty fucking, because you can tell like the guy that's just like a mask. Right. Mm-hmm. And then whenever they do the close up, it's obviously just some guy's hand in there going like this. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like they even had any fancy special effects. That's where it feels like it probably was something from like something that somebody was working on. And like, hey, we got this alien outfit. We got this fucking like weird spaceman outfit. And I got a 16mm camera, and I got a buddy here who knows how to do some special effects. What are we gonna do?
Let's just put it all together and make it.
Let's put it all together.
There you go, Void King. The killing is the main character.
It is. At some point, you're just like, fuck. At some point, this alien is like, and you would think after a while they would just call in like the fucking National Guard or Army or something. And like, it's like, this motherfucker's got a body count like you wouldn't believe. Like, it's just insane. But the beauty of it is it works at first because he doesn't leave any trace. Like when he zaps them, there's just people disappearing, right? It's like when he kills those kids. So this is where this is where it does a good job killing the kids, right? Because we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of funny how it happens in the movie. Because they're doing their thing, they're seeing all these people get killed, so they run and they think they're safe in the car. Oh no, fucker! He just zaps the car, so and they're just gone, right? So it's not a big graphic fucking scene. It's more of like just like, yep, fuckers got it. Like everybody's getting it. So the gore really doesn't kick in until about second wave, right? Like after he loses, because when he's got his laser gun, he's just in there, just every little fucking thing that moves. Like, and when he zaps them, it just disappears. It just like disintegrates.
So that's how it works. That's how you do it in a movie. Like, you know, you don't want to be mean spirited about it, but you know something like.
They were having fun making
this is how you got to do it. Yeah. So that's like that stuff doesn't bother me. I don't like when they get mean spirited about like just purposely like, oh, we're gonna just straight up kill this kid because we're just.
It's even better because it feels like it was made in the '60s or something.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't look like an '80s movie because it looks more like a '70s movie or something.
Well, what helps is you can tell at some points, like they had to have filmed this over like some long period of time. Because everybody's hair gets longer and shorter throughout. People get a little bit like, you can almost tell like this was shot, had to be like a year or two or more after the initial shit. Like, cause you feel like at some points you're like, okay, they must have started shooting this movie in like 79, 80, and they probably didn't finish it till like 80, 81, 82, maybe when it came out. Cause like, yeah, it has that feeling to it. Like it was shot on the weekends. You know what I mean? Like, it is so fucking amateur, but yet they put so much in. It is that pitch perfect of everything of we're making a movie, Mom, but we know we're making an exploitation movie, but we're going to put every goddamn thing we can into this bitch.
We'll do the best we can.
We're pushing it. Like we only got $1.80, but you're going to feel like you saw $5.85 on screen.
And then I love when they get that mentality too, and it's like, and you're going to think like you're seeing a big budget movie, you know, like it looks just like a $50 million movie, and then like no, it doesn't, but it's beautiful.
And you can see that, like you can see it in your head there when they're shooting this movie. Like somebody's like, you can't show the alien that much. It's like, fuck you. That's what they're coming to see. I'm showing that alien.
Exactly.
But it looks like shit. I don't care.
Exactly. It's like the people that's like, I wish they would show Jaws more in the movie. We're going to show the alien as much as we
this guy's like, fuck Jaws. Fuck Jaws. We're showing the alien right away. It's coming in hot.
Yeah.
You know, like,
none of this waiting around bullshit. He's going to kill 30 people right off the bat.
And what's funny is this isn't even really ripping anything off, right? Like, it's not ripping off Alien. If anything, it's probably ripping off, like, Friday the 13th more than anything, because it all takes place in, like, this wooded area. You've got, like, the cops, the two main characters, the cops following along the murder trail or whatever. And really, that's kind of the whole plot. It's like, it doesn't feel like anything that came before it. But what's weird is, like I said, there's elements to it that's like, gosh, like this feels very Predator, right? Like there's another movie too that I started watching, but I haven't finished to bring on yet. But it is basically a movie that people credit as giving Predator. Basically, obviously somebody ripped it off or saw it.
The one with Jack
I'm trying to remember the name of it. Yeah, Jack Palance is in it. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Like Night Watch or something. I can't remember the name of it now.
It's actually the same guy playing the Predator who's playing the alien in that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But that movie is not as good as this one. See, that movie, my problem with that one is it has an interesting start and then it just starts slowing down as the movie goes on and you're just like, oh God, it slows down to this crawl and you're just like,
yeah.
And I always get stuck at the spot and I'm just like, oh God, I can't get past the spot. And it really sucks too because you got Jack Palance, like you said, it's got all these elements to it that it should be like, yeah, I can see where Predator got its ideas from. And that has a lot of the same thing. It almost feels like that movie's a ripoff of this. It was a weird way. And I don't know if maybe it's the other way around. It could be. Because I don't know which one came first. Without Warning, thank you. Maybe Without Warning came first, and this might be just ripping that off for that, as far as I know.
Let's see. Without Warning.
But they all lead into the same kind of mentality of this is a very Predator-like idea where it's just this alien who shows up and just starts fucking killing people, right? And he's got advanced technology and
So Without Warning came out in 1980.
So yeah, that's probably what this is ripping off. Because I think Without Warning did do fairly well. I don't think it did gangbusters, but I think it did well enough that people remembered it when Predator came out.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the only reason I know about that movie, because everybody kept bringing it up with Predator, like, oh, that's definitely either like a remake or a ripoff of Without Warning. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
Of course, back then we used to say that shit all the time. You'd have movies like this all the time where even Roger Ebert would refer to them as remakes, where they even weren't technically a remake, but it's like he's not wrong. I mean, Westerns were guilty of that all the fucking time.
Yeah. They were. I mean, like even some of like the John Wayne, like which we talked about, the Rio Bravo and
Rio Lobo
and the other one, they're like all sort of the same movie.
Basically the same fucking story. Elvis made the same movie 20 fucking times.
Yeah. And he got tired of it, but
well, it's the same movie. If you really, Elvis is a singer / fucking race car driver / fucking prison guy / fucking surfer / movie star / you know, that's the setup. And then he falls in love with girl, sings a song. That's the movie.
And he hated that he had to sing in everyone though eventually because he wanted to just act at some point. But they were selling.
I was gonna say it's the only way a lot of the foreign audiences got to know him, actually. Which is funny because I don't know if you've seen that new Elvis movie that I brought on a while back, but you kind of see now why.
Elvis.
Yeah, with the whole idea of like, with Tom Parker and how he fucked him over. So like,
I'm gonna have to try to get Night Beast. This sounds fun.
Yeah. I think it's like $30, so it's not a cheap Blu-ray, but
yeah,
you can find it on a sale eventually. But yeah,
they should be having a sale soon. Eventually, that's my biggest problem here lately. I just haven't had. I've had to save back some money for certain things and stuff, so I haven't been able to buy a lot lately. And but I'll get to them.
And I mean, for the scan, I mean, it's 16 millimeters, so I don't know if it necessarily needs a 4K. It looks fine. It looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen from that trailer there. I mean, that's obviously not a great representation, but I mean, you can see it looks really clean for a 16 millimeter film. So
I mean, Vinegar Syndrome does really great work. So
listening to Tool, that almost fits, right? Like body count, it's like fucking go on, like. And he kills this bitch, and he kills this bitch, and he's like, fuck them kids! Fuck them kids!
I'm gonna kill them. It's like you said, like even like with Hiding Out, like didn't expect that they need a 4K. No. Did Night Beast need a 4K? No, but I'm happy they both got a 4K. And
it's not a 4K actually, it's just a standard Blu-ray.
Oh, it's just I thought you said it was 4K.
Yeah. No, I said it doesn't really need one necessarily.
Oh, it doesn't need one, okay.
Because I don't even know if this is it from the negative? Because there's so many. Yeah, I guess it is. Because I was going to say, I don't know how much of it's actually negative. Because that's the surprising part of this film is how much. Clearly, this movie was made by people who worked on other films or something like that, probably is my guess. I didn't really get to watch any special features. I wish I had. So I knew more about it. Because like I don't know much about Don Dohler or anything like that, the guy who made it, who's like, into these exploitation B films. But the thing is he's supposedly known as one of the better. And you could see it here, right? Like, he knew people who probably knew special effects, so there's a lot of visual effects in this movie. There's a lot of makeup effects in the movie. The alien may look shitty, but as you saw in that trailer there, the visual effects and the gore stuff looked great, right? So like, they clearly had that as an edge. Like that's where the money was poured into this movie, or every favor was called in, or however you want to put it, because that's where it shines. Because otherwise, it's just the bad acting and some tits and ass here and there, basically.
That's fun.
I wouldn't even brag and say it's like a bunch of boobies. I mean, there's some. It's just enough for it to qualify as it does ride that line of exploitation and actual legit film so well that you'll see it and you'll be like, gosh, it has got to be one of the more. They get so much production value out of so little that even Roger Corman was probably jealous of how well this movie probably turned out at the time.
It wouldn't surprise me if he had some kind of input of it in some way or form.
Because it's almost good enough for me to just recommend as a movie, right? If it wasn't so cheesy, if the acting wasn't so bad, I could almost recommend it as an actual horror film, like a slasher type movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you like Friday the 13th, if you like Alien and Predator, you'll love this. But you got to go into it with knowing that it's made for $1.05.
Yeah, it's
Right.
not like a big budget. Yeah, that is sometimes some people do get, they can't handle the cheap looking type movies, but they're fun. They're always fun.
And it's not afraid to show the monster regardless of how hokey it is. Like, that's what I love about it. Like, that's what I hate is when you got to wait around for anything to happen, or all the first like 10 deaths are off screen, and then you finally see the monster in the last 5 minutes of the movie. It's like, and then it's nothing impressive, and then you're just like, why don't you just show it the whole time?
Yeah. But they show right off the bat, and he mother effer kills people. So
yeah, I mean, at first he's in like the shadows thing, but I mean, it's not for long.
Yeah,
and like if anything, the suit is what hurts it, right? Like if it didn't have the fucking shiny ass 1960s fucking TV astronaut suit on, like it makes it look like something straight out of Star Trek.
Right.
He had very little to do with it, Void King. He was just like some punk kid who did the music and helped with the special effects. This is probably where he cut his teeth.
Yeah.
On some of this stuff and learning how to do some of the. Because look, I'm not trying to blow up J.J. Abrams and say he's any kind of great filmmaker, but he's at least a competent enough filmmaker. You can tell he's been around film for a long time and grew up around guys who knew film, and he can make a very competent movie if he has something good to work with. But I mean, look at the shit that he's had to work with, and you definitely don't want him writing it. Right. The only thing he's ever written that was any good was fucking the Harrison Ford movie. Regarding Henry.
He also did the Mel Gibson movie Forever Young.
That's true. I did know that.
Yeah.
Again, co-writer though. I think same thing. I think it was the same co-writer he had on the other one too.
Yeah.
So like, again, I'm not trying to blow him up and say he's anything. No, if he's in his certain lanes, he's probably great. But once he started trying to do these other things, that's
take over franchises and rewrite them to his history.
Exactly.
So,
or take on something like Star Trek when you're clearly not a fan or even really like anything regarding it. So, and try to turn it into something else. I mean, Nicholas Meyer wasn't a fan, but he didn't try to change it too much. Right.
Well, the thing that resonated with Nicholas Meyer was that he was a fan of the Navy. So once he got into Star Trek, he knew the Navy correlation to it. So that really helped with him. So,
and he was a big fan of Horatio Hornblower as well, which he saw the influence. So.
Yes.
But JJ, on the other hand, he just liked the explosions and the flares.
Yeah. Too many lens flares.
He wouldn't make Star Wars.
But speaking of which, I just got tagged in a thing for the Last Drive-In. I know what it is about now.
Ooh, what is it?
Yeah. So some people might not be happy about this. It comes from the guy that blocked you, Tom. What's his name? The HD Net. Yeah, he so this is what it's going to be for anybody who's interested. It is a double feature, like I speculated earlier. It's not the Joe Bob bits, it's 2 Shudder movies that they hosted. It's a double feature of that. That's what it is. So it's the movie Suitable Flesh and the movie Mayhem on Blu-ray here. So that's
I would have much rather had either a documentary or
me too a little bit because I actually own these movies already.
I would have loved a collection of all his bits.
Exactly.
From even the TNT days, but I don't even know if he has access to those. So.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying earlier.
Legally,
he legally owns it all. If you subscribe to his Patreon,
that's the case, then he should put those out. Fuck yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You got to go to his Patreon. It's you pay $30 a month. I think it's $30 a month, and they put all his Monster Vision and the Turner Classic Movie Drive-In show that he did on Blu-ray, and they send them to you exclusively. So he owns them. They've cleaned them up and they send them to you on Blu-rays. So like they're on like volume 6 or 7 now. I don't know if you can get the other volumes that they've already released, but if you keep doing the Patreon every month, they send you almost a Blu-ray almost every couple months of all of his old stuff. So
interesting.
Yeah, because he owns all that, and so that. Yeah, but like the Shudder owns all the Shudder stuff. So yeah. So there you have it.
Have a collection of that.
Yeah. You could go on eBay, but people sell them for outrageous amounts of money. So let me, if I could pull this up. It's called The Lost Drive-In. Come on, man. There we go. Get it up here. This is their thing. It's called The Lost Drive-In. This is actually comes from him, and I need to close that out. So this actually comes from him, and like they've gone through what they've done is they've actually cleaned up all of it and they've restored it in HD and everything.
Oh, nice.
So it's just the clips. It's not the movies. It's just the clips, and you pay whatever, and then like he gives you special messages and everything. I'm trying to get down to where you get to the Blu-ray, where they usually show the Blu-ray part. If I can remember where it's at, I haven't been on here in a while. I haven't paid for it, but I guess they don't show it here. But there's like they send out the Blu-ray. I've seen the Blu-ray on here before, but they'll send you out a Blu-ray. Maybe it's in the about section. Maybe not. Anyways, I've seen the Blu-rays. I've seen people show them. They get a T-shirt, you get a Blu-ray, and they just did for Christmas. That was Freddie, and everything. Which had them, and he's even got the interview with Wes Craven that he did on the show and everything. So I don't know if you can get them if you join now, but I know they keep giving you the Blu-ray. It's like he owns them, and they've gone through and they've cultivated them and cleaned them up. So
might have to check into that.
Yeah. But anyways, any final words here as we've gone 3 hours?
No, I could definitely recommend Night Beast though.
Yeah, I want to see
Big
that.
surprise. It was a lot more surprising than I thought it would be.
I do. I'm a little upset that it's going to be a double feature. That I would have preferred to Joe Bob Bits, but we'll see.
Oh, that part, yeah.
Yeah, but I do want to see Night Beast. That sounds like a fun movie. I should pick up Mac and Me. I need to get that. Anyways, but thanks, Tom, for joining me as always, and hopefully next week once again we'll have more people. We'll see who we can get on, and I thank you everybody out in the audience watching, everybody in the chat. Brian Barth, I saw you said good night earlier. If I missed you, I apologize. Good night, and good night to everybody out there. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, and as always, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
How you doing? Bitches leave.